Oh, yeah, I think I'm putting anybody else out. The I think any negativity, any racism, especially race. I'm so tired of this bullshit. I didn't even know I turned my lamp off. When did I do that? I almost been out to lunch. Can't we all just get along? And then there's always some white person that's like, no, oppression, racist. Can't we all just get along? Ooh. Ooh, good stretch, good stretch. We need to go back to shaming people, bullying people, not for nothing. You know, when they actually do something wrong, when they actually hurt somebody's feelings, when they're being weird and it's detrimental to somebody else, we should go back to shaming people for that. We really should. Not that fake shit the trolls do, where they be like, you know, you should do your hair and you should do this, that, the third, so you look better, blah blah blah. Not that type of shaming. Not where it's just your personal opinion against somebody else's. Like universal things of right and wrong. Those types of things. People be trying to shame somebody with their own fucking thoughts, their own opinion. And it's worse when they call it a fact, just because it popped into their little brain. And they'd be like, I'm just speaking facts. And all they're saying is an opinion that they thought of. Like it's not agreed upon by anybody else. Nobody else with any sense holds the same ideas, you know. It's not peer reviewed in any type of scientific journal or anything. You're amazing and beautiful. Less than 3 times I can go for more. No, you can't. You probably ain't never even busted before. Just all little trolls with your freaky little selves. I feel like y'all troll about being freaky more than y'all actually be freaky. That's what's crazy about it. You probably only busted a handful of little times in your little life. That's what's crazy about it. And you sitting there, I just did it 3 times. No, you didn't. Probably can't even get it up. Talking about what's next. Like something just needs to be done. We need to go back to having asylums, you know? Insane asylums. We need to go back to that. Because there's something off about a person who spends a good amount of their free time trying to be off putting, trying to be a degenerate piece of shit, like trying to portray themselves publicly to other people that they don't know as a form of entertainment, as a form of like, they're having fun. They need to be studied because I think that's some type of mental illness. It's got to be. There's no way. I've never sat here and be like, you know what would be fun if I went and just went up to some random person on the internet and started being weird and saying stuff that I know would want to make them not want to interact with me anymore. I've never thought that. Like, oh, that would be so fun to just go up and say random mean things to somebody I don't know, knowing they can't see my face. Y'all need to be studied, man. That's not good. That's not okay. They really need help. It's definitely mental illness. And then it's like their whole thing is try to make somebody else miserable. That's why whose eyes is based. You like me if you see my face. It's always somebody without a profile picture, ain't it? Talking all that stuff. Always. Would never say that in person. It's okay. I guess use your free will to be a coward, I guess. Seems kind of lame, but, you know, your choice. So do shit. You're right, you got me. You're so tough. I wouldn't. It's always some man threatening me. It's never a woman. Girl, you look a mess. So that means you're gonna leave. Probably not. Wishful thinking. They never do. Every time somebody says I look bad, for some reason they don't ever go nowhere. It's strange. They must like it. I'm a female, so yeah, you're not. According to my analytics, it says well, actually, I haven't checked it recently. Last time I checked, 93% of the audience is male. Only 7% is female. And I think that's mostly my mod and a couple other women that come through here. It's never a woman randomly just saying weird shit, insulting me. Never ever. But a lot of men will pretend to be a woman though, just so they can talk shit and be like, "No, you can't call me out. I'm a woman too." It's with the chat. It's the internet. I could clean it up a little bit. That's the daily dilemma I have on here. Cause none of the shit they say actually bothers me, but then I'm like, it does kind of shift the vibe though. It do be a bunch of whack energy. So it's like, do I want the whack energy here, even though it's still gonna get watch time? You know, do I want to just do that and deal with it, or have a little less people watching me and clean up the shit? Which one am I gonna do? You know, go back and forth on it. Oh, you're choosing to identify as female, even though you're not. That's what you're saying. That makes sense. I feel like it is mostly men, you know, because I was kind of thinking about that too. I never heard of someone who was born female and wanted to be a man and was making a whole bunch of ruckus about going into bathrooms. You know, and it seems like this is a certain group of people that's going around and causing the most trouble. You know, but then those same group of people make it seem like it's other people. You know, like it's always this same group of people that's like, oh, what you think about trans women in the bathrooms? And it's like y'all the same ones. Y'all got the same genitals, you know? Like why you asking me? It's a man with balls asking what I think about a man with another ball going in the bathroom. But there's no trans men trying to get in men's bathrooms or men's facilities or any of this stuff. It's always someone who was born with a penis, born with balls. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know ain't nobody here actually listening to me because y'all stupid, but like, it's the men. It's the men that want to be women. It's the men that want to harm women. It's the men like it's the men. Like, there's trans men, but they're minding their business. And it's like the trans women is the ones trying to force they shit on people. It's the men, you know? That's the ones that's always doing the control and the impression and let me in here and I gotta do. But it's like I almost, I'm gonna say something that's controversial. I almost feel like some of them that want to be women so bad, it's cause like it's like this new form of like control and existing. Like, oh, I can just be this way. And nobody can tell me anything. Cause it's like they're still a man, but it's like no, I can be a woman. Like you can't tell. But it's like I said, there's trans men, but you don't hear shit out of them. You hear them like defending themselves against people. You don't hear them being like, I could be a man. I could be in a man's space. It's not that same type of energy. It almost seems like it's some sort of agenda. You know what I'm saying? It almost seems like there's something fishy going on. You feel my reality? But I'm saying, who's the one screaming about the pronouns the most? It's somebody with a dingaling. That's the main ones. Ain't nobody hearing me. Ain't nobody listening to me. As always, per usual. Like, do whatever you want. I'm all for it. But I'm saying there's certain people trying to force shit. Certain ones is getting all pissy when you don't call them the pronouns they demand to be called by other people in society. It's only certain people doing that. So I'm a man hater. If that's what you got from the conversation, then there's nothing else I have to say to you. Talking about an agenda. I'm talking about I just hate men. It's almost like y'all not even capable of having the type of discussion I'm trying to have. Jesus. Like, you just ain't even got enough brain cells. Just can't even compute. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. Saying should make a video on it? Nah. I don't like making videos. I mean, like, the few pieces of content I got where I actually sat there and recorded myself and then posted it, it was literally just in the moment. Like, it was still sporadic, just on the spot. I ain't playing none of that shit. I don't like doing that. So, probably never gonna get done. That's why I go live, so I can just talk my shit. Because I'm gonna forget about it. I'm gonna be doing something else. But that's a thought I keep having, though. There's certain people that's doing the most lying and crying about phones, and it's just certain ones. Because I've been around them, too. Like, I went to college, and we had a gay straight alliance. And I was in that bit. I was the only straight person there. Because I had a bunch of gay friends. And so they was all in it, and I wanted to be included and shit, and I was all woke and wanted to be an ally so bad. So I went to little meetings. And it's like, I'm not talking about my ass. All the people I know who are like lesbians or trans men and stuff like that, like the ones that's biological female, they mostly minding their business. They go home, use a fucking bathroom. They not trying to force their way nowhere. Matter of fact, they telling people, "Hey, my parents is coming in town this weekend. Don't dress me as such and such." They still know me my old whatever. They lying to, you know, keep what they are born as. Keep identifying as that. But then there's other people who are trying to force the shit the most of like, no, I'm this other thing. You better call me this. I know. Nobody's listening. I know. You don't gotta tell me. Nobody cares. I know. You don't gotta tell me. I already know. I wish somebody did. Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hello? Is there any intelligent life out there? Anybody? You're listening? Thank you. Thank you. As long as there's one. That's all I need. I mean, I don't really need anybody, but it's just like, I'm just saying. Like, I just noticed that shit. Like, the women, someone's born with a vagina. They either go into that special little bathroom with all the symbols on it, or they go home. None of them are trying to force their way into a man's bathroom. Who's trying to force their way into women's bathroom? Someone who was not born a biological woman. But it's always men talk about what did you think about this? Y'all the ones. Y'all the ones, you know? Don't even get me started on how some men be scamming women. I mean, scamming men, pretending to be women. Don't that's the type of shit I want to make a video about. And be talking about these scammers and this and that. Let me check and make sure you're a man. Why? Cause who's scamming y'all the most? Who taking y'all money the most? Who pretending to be women and getting y'all money the most? It's men. Somebody with balls. Somebody with a dingaling. Half the time they ain't even gay. They just pretend to be a woman out of spite. Cause they know that's what you want. Cause men know how men are. Mind their business as any normal person. That's what I'm saying. Like the people that's going out of their way to force the shit. Oh, you better call me ma'am. You better call me she. Got a whole fucking 5 o'clock shadow. Like, what are we talking about? Cause I thought about it. I gave a lot of thoughts about it. Like I said, I was in this gay straight alliance, and that was like 10 years ago, mind you. That was when people first started. I identify as this, I identify as that. And that was all new to me, so I wouldn't be included mostly because of that. Because I was just like, oh, you could do that. You could just change your gender. Okay, cool. But then I seen how there's certain people that mind they fucking business, and then there's certain people trying to push that shit on everybody else around them. Like, you better call me she. You better let me in the bathroom type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not nobody that was born with a vagina that's doing that. It's not. It's just not. You trying to breastfeed with no titties? Yeah, you not participating in this conversation. It's not what I'm talking about. And appreciate you, philosophical person being yourself. Thanks, pencil. Have a nice day. Thank you for being the one person that was listening, because everybody else was just like, titties. You look like you're afraid of heights. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm 5'9". That's why I just get on here and talk my shit, and they just be talking their shit, and we all just be just talking past each other, having these different conversations and shit. It's chaotic. I love it. Sometimes. Because I'll be like, what are we doing? What's happening here? What are we doing? That's because them little niggas ain't got no thoughts. They just be saying stuff. I be thinking about stuff. I be thinking about stuff a lot. And I'll be like, why ain't nobody else thinking about this shit? And then it's like other people don't even try to think about shit. They just be like, why you hate men so much? I didn't say anything like that. Stop asking stupid questions. If 93% of the analytics is 93% of my audience is men, it wouldn't make no sense to hate you. I would hate the demographic that's going to get me monetized. One of your uncles touch you first. What's it? Oh, what time is it? I got like 40 more minutes, anyways. Why is your bitch ass still here? that was on me. I don't know why I just let them just talk freely. Ew, gross. I gotta start treating the disgusting people like they are. Like, ew. Ugh. Get out. What's the point of breastfeeding to feed a baby? If you can't produce milk, you're trying to get a baby. Like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about niggas trying to force their way in women's bathrooms and stuff, and men trying to force that shit. And you talk about breastfeeding with no titties. Like, what are you actually talking about? Like, are you dumb? Nobody's breastfeeding a baby with no fucking milk. And if they're acting like that, they're retarded. And if they're retarded, stop paying attention to them. Hello? Are you okay? Like, what are you talking about? They ain't trying to breastfeed no titties, okay? There's people out here acting like they employed and got a bunch of money and they ain't got shit. Don't watch them either. What are we talking about? It didn't have nothing to do with what I was talking about. I know that. Like, huh? They ain't trying to be women. No, I think what you're talking about is just literally retarded people, which it might all be the same thing. It might all be mental illness. Some of them extremists might be right, but it's like I'm not specifically talking about nobody just being blatantly retarded. Like trying to do something that's not gonna work, like trying to feed a baby, you ain't got no fucking milk. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about niggas trying to force their way in bathrooms and stuff. Stuff that actually fucking happens. Sit there trying to feed baby, don't get no milk, it's gonna die. Like, what are we talking about? You talking about babies dying? Or are you talking about like an actual problem? Or what? Because I don't get the point. I'm talking about men trying to be women. A man trying to fucking breastfeed a baby with no titties, no milk is not a man trying to be a woman. You know what that is? That's a crazy person. End of discussion. What are we talking about? What about women getting into man jobs? Every fucking job was a man's job at one point. We couldn't work. What are we talking about? Unless it's literally like a maid servant, some shit. Like a female servant. It's like the only thing that's like, you know, professional nurse and breastfeeder. Like that's the only type of shit that was for a woman. You never know what's talking, so I put on mute and whack. You're a whacker. That's what I'm saying. They need to be studied because I'm starting to think whenever they be saying they playing with themselves, like they not even doing it. It's just like they get off on the thought of somebody else thinking that they're playing with themselves, but they not. They need to be studied, but not by me. Somebody else could do it. Would not like what? Price of, huh? You really just be saying nonsense. I love that for you. Do your thing. Uh, I was trying to think this world was just full of crazy people. Just crazy insane people. The only thing you could actually do is ignore them. You can't change them. You can't talk to them. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing but ignore them. But it also is hard to ignore a nigga that's trying to force himself in the women's bathroom. That's the point I'm making. You can only ignore people so much. But I gotta do it to the best of my ability. It's the only way. Cause you are what you think about, what you contemplate, what you surround yourself with, what you put into your eye gates and your ear gates. Like that's what you end up being. You know, you are what you eat. You know, physically and metaphorically, all that, all of it, all the physical stuff you consume, all the spiritual stuff you consume, all the everything you consume. Facts are the facts. Except when someone's just giving their opinion and they be like, it's facts though. Except in that case. I hate when people do that. They just say whatever random shit they feel like and be like, but it's just facts. You're just mad because you don't want to hear my facts. And it's just some shit they made up off the top of their head. Household toilet, they are unisex. What is my point? it wasn't about household toilets. It was about public bathrooms that are separated. Uh, Hope that helps. But that is why I'll just stay home. Usually use bathroom at home. Then go on, yeah, have to worry about that. I was just saying in general. Papers. Is it? Is it? I mean, that's what it shared. So I gotta go back through there. Think about just booting anybody out. They say anything negative or degenerate type. Think about just doing that. You don't think, chat. Try to think about that. Just keep it cool. You don't have to worry about nothing. Her name is CH. Her name is consonants, no vowels. You're gonna point at me 86 but oh, that looks like negativity. I'm so sorry. I don't want that anymore. I turned over a new leaf. Cause I just don't. If you got a different opinion, you want to argue about it, argue with your mammy. I don't want it. I want to be happy. I want to be positive. I know a lot of people don't like that, especially because I'm black women. So a lot of people would not like me to be happy because they're pieces of shit. But I don't care. I'm gonna be happy anyways. I'm gonna be happy and positive. If you don't like that, if you wanna, insert some negativity, you're gonna get blocked. I hope that helps. I know everybody gonna leave now because they're gonna be like, oh no, it's boring. I know, I wanted the negativity, I want the toxicity. No, I mean, what's positivity? It's boring. It's plain out. It's not entertaining enough. Well, then I guess I'll be positive and boring. With the little few people that appreciate it, I guess I'll just do that. That's alright. I'm going for the fame anyways. I'm trying to, do too much anyways. So it's all good. You know what I mean? Hi. I'm back from where? Are you a small child? Because only little kids be doing that. Hi. I'm back. I also do not want to talk to children. I don't want to talk to negative people, racists, mentally impaired people, children. I'm sorry, none of those are welcome. You have to be 18 and older. And if you're not, I could tell. I could easily tell. Try as you might. You're not gonna get me down. No one's gonna rain on my parade. When I say from now on it's gonna be positive here, I meant that shit. If you need to stop saying it like that. You went to 18, I could tell. It's okay. You might be a teenager. You might not be young as fuck. But you're still young, I could tell. Come on, you stop playing like that. You ain't fooling nobody. You're 18, exactly. It's almost like I know. It's almost like I know exactly what the fuck I be talking about and who I'm talking to and what they got going on. It's almost like I know. I'm just good like that. Like, look, as soon as you said that, I was like, okay, not little bitty child, but still a child compared to me. I know, I know. You gotta explain your little self to me already. I already clocked it. You gonna tell me? Turn 18 back, you fat boy. You're still wet behind the ears. You still brand new to this thing. You still live at home. You still live with your parents. Of course you do. You just turned 18. Or you in school. The only way you wouldn't live with your parents is if you in school. If you're in college already. Which one? You in school. You going to school for something, son. Or you just sitting around wasting your time. Life's just passing you by. Which is it? Because usually I don't like when young people talk to me, but I'll allow it this once. If you're doing something with your life, I would allow it. College, getting your degree, good. For some reason, I kind of don't believe you, but if you are, that's good. Love that for you. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Excuse me. Well, what you doing? Same thing I was doing earlier when you was on here. Same thing, man. Same thing. For the next 20 minutes. Wait, 25 minutes. That's what I'm gonna be doing. A little bit of this. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. Until I clock out. Because, as I've reiterated several times, what? I'm on my phone. It was. Yeah. As I've reiterated several times, I have a full-time job. Like not just like a little like 8 hours a day. And that's the time I do be on here for a good amount of the time that I'm clocked in. So if you come back hours later, see me doing the same thing, it's because still in that 8 hour shift. Plans of the work, hell no. I don't feel like doing it. I might go outside. Might run around and scare some white people. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I would never do that. I would never do such a thing. Did you like that? You thought it was funny. You like that? I feel like the way people are on the internet versus real life really shows like how fake people are, like how cowardly they are. Like people literally put on a whole mask and they're out and about, and then they get on the internet, and then that's when they let loose. Because I don't have any type of weird negative interactions. Like sometimes with men, if they trying to hit on me or whatever, sometimes. But like that's it. Like it's no racist encounters, you know, it's nothing like that. It's nobody just randomly trying to, you don't know what you're talking about, you stupid. You know? Even if I have a certain opinion they don't agree with, ain't nobody saying nothing like that in person. It's just like here's where they just let loose, peel off the mask, take off the suit, let their little demon out. But I don't want it. Keep your demons to yourself. So I'm blocking everybody that's on negativity. Cause I don't got time for that shit. Trying to act the same, but others are weird. Yep, it's always gonna be those ones. And I feel like it's probably the people that like act the most normal. Like they not even weird in person. You know, like they look like a regular ass person, but then they get on here and it's just like degeneracy, debauchery, just like the most foul shit they can come up with, or just the ones that are obsessed with black people. Them, nah, some of them might be like that a little bit at the workplace. They seem like the type of white guys, like at the warehouse job, that's trying to get into it with everybody in the break room. But well, because the black statistics and da da da. Like it's probably some of them. They probably the only ones that might be like that a little bit in real life. Cause they really be like that's all they care about. I feel like I said I need to just block all the races from now on. It's like it's hard. I keep going back and forth between myself because it's like I don't care. And then sometimes I do want to talk about certain stuff. Like, okay, let's talk about why you feel that way. Let's talk about why you're saying these things. But then they just continue to insult me, so there's just like no productive conversation between them. My favorite is when I don't react to their insults enough, so they just start picking on other people in the chat, and I'm like, oh, okay. I feel like they lost against me, so they just gotta take it out on everybody else now. Yeah, silence any demon speak for them. Usually tend to say that some of the time. Word, no, that's how I be feel. Shit, I work from home. I got nothing but time. Even when I'm on the clock, I got time. But sometimes it's like, cause I'm an agnostic. I'm not religious at all. I'm not really like a spiritual person. But at the same time, I do feel like negativity and stuff like that is like this stuff that like you can't see, like gravity and like oxygen. Like these are things that like you can't see, but like we know they exist. So I feel like negativity is kind of like that to an extent. Like people be like, oh, words can't hurt me. But at the same time, there's been scientific studies done where they talked to plants and said positive things to some of the plants and then negative things to some of the plants, and the plants that they said negative things to were fared worse than the ones they said positive things to. So it's like, no, I think it is actually something to it. That's why people react the way they do to negativity. That's why most time when somebody calls somebody a name or start insulting them, they immediately throw it back to them because it's like they're triggered, and it's like this substance that they gotta like they feel it, and so they gotta like give it back. Like it's like an actual thing. And I feel like I'll try to be like, oh, it's fine. I have peace of mind. I'm this and that and the third. I can deal with it. But then it's like I feel like it'll be like subconsciously like affecting me. Like I'm not consciously like, oh, that thing hurt my feelings. But it's like, now I'm like slightly agitated and like the energy is different, the vibes are different as opposed to if I just like got them out the way and ignored them completely. Because it is an actual thing, a substance, if you will. Some of the front line, how proud I am, aggressive to my neighbors, they don't know why. That's nice. That's good. But I feel like that's it's like with everything. Like the people that just come on here just insulting somebody for fun, like I know for a fact they have miserable lives. That's why I don't even like going back and forth with them because it's like, nah, I know you really down bad. It's like you really feel some type of way and be trying to like put that on other people. So it's like I don't even really like going back and forth with them that bad because I'm not down bad. So it's like I don't need to actually do that to like try to feel better about myself. But that's what they be doing. But two wrongs don't make a right, so it's stupid. But they really be like, maybe if I make fun of somebody else enough, I'll start to feel better about myself. But they don't. That's why they on here every day, all day, every day. It never works. It don't never actually do the thing. Well, socialist, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what that means. So probably not. Assistance, factors subconsciously, we don't see damage. Yeah, because I feel like one time I was talking to this guy like that that had so much negative energy. And obviously it wasn't all the time. Like there'd be good moments. But I would be like, no, it's fine. I could deal with it. Cause I got peace of mind. And then I swear I would be having like stomach aches and stuff. Like it would still be effective. Like I'd be like, okay, it's fine. My mind is good. I'm cool. I'm at peace. But then I would literally be like hurt, like physically. Like I would have headaches, I would have stomach aches, and then when I stopped talking to him, yeah, I didn't have that as much, and life seemed so much better. You know, so that's a real thing. We don't talk about it enough. Cause then I feel like it's the same thing. People try to like try to act like they're not feeding into it and they're not affecting it, but like try to put the other person in their place at the same time. It's like I feel like that's worse. You know, trying to be like, no, actually, I'm not triggered. I'm in control of the situation, but I'm gonna actually trigger you subtly. You know, like there's this one guy. He was just doing too much. Somebody called him something. I forgot what it was. I think it was like a coward or something, or I don't know, something negative. And then he just goes in and talk about, oh, my so and so died, and this happened, and ain't nothing you could say to me. You thought you was gonna make me mad? LOL. And I'm like, like if you gotta do all that, it's like you're participating. You know, like you're doing the thing. You acting like you're not participating, do the thing, but it's like you're literally doing what they want you to do, but trying to like make it sophisticated. Like, yeah, yeah, actually, I'm not triggered because this, that, then the third. It's like you literally are. You're just trying to explain it in this way that makes you look cool and smart. Because if you weren't triggered, you would have just ignored him. You know what I'm saying? You would, you would just be like, whatever. Instead of being like, actually, I'm not this because this, that, and that hurt me. Like just putting all your business out there, putting all your personal shit out there. I was like, don't do that. Well, that's not. It's like that's not a good look. That's not helping you do anything. He's much better off just leave him alone because you're doing what they want you to do. They want to get a reaction, and give them a reaction by saying you're not gonna get a reaction, but you're giving them one. People are jerks when I got rid of Facebook. Oh yeah, social media is the devil. I got on Instagram the other day just because this random man that I actually knew from the gym. So it was like I seen him before, but then I was on Tinder. Okay, don't tell nobody. I'm not proud of it. I was bored. Okay, my neck was hurting. I couldn't do that. I was just laying there. I was like, maybe I'll just get back on Tinder. So I got back on Tinder, and then I matched with this man that I used to see at the gym. Okay, boom. He made content on social media. He was like, you should follow me on Instagram. I was like, well, I don't really have social media. I don't be using that shit. I don't have nothing post. Like I have one. I actually didn't know I still had one. I went back to sign in just to see, and it was like, okay, well, I have one, but he said he does like mental health content. So I was like, that's cool. We need more of that. But he just like everybody else. It was just more bullshit. Cause he like, oh, follow me. I'm gonna follow you back. I'm like, no need, sir. There's no content on my like. Don't even worry about it. I'm just follow you because I'm trying to be helpful, whatever. But then he didn't respond back after that. It's like soon as I followed him, he didn't respond back no more. He was doing all this talk about a potential date and he wanted to show me this and that creative shit he working on. And it was all just cause the influencer thing. The "Oh, follow me, I'm a good guy, da 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 da." But like, like don't you have the followers and the stuff that like calling yourself a content creator? But it's supposed to be my mental health. But then, and then also that was the thing that got me too. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna follow you, but I don't really like you don't gotta worry about following me back and that. I don't got no content. And he was like, oh, that's good that you're not wrapped up in social media like everybody else. But I'm looking at him, I'm looking how he's acting and stuff, and the fact that he never responded after I followed him, I was like, you literally one of those people that's wrapped up in social media, but talking about, oh, that's good that you're not. Yeah, everybody's wrapped up. I was like, yeah, so basically, I signed in Instagram just because of him, and then signed back out because it's different. It's different than what I remember. I don't like it. They used to be posted like ever since they started doing the little videos, like the short form content, like YouTube did, like the shorts. Ever since then, now is no regular post. Cause I was literally searching, trying to find like a regular post, like just a picture with the caption, like it used to be. There's none now. It's just all little short form content videos. I was like, wow, I don't like that. That's ass. That's why everybody got short ass attention spans, because you just scrolling through all these little videos, and then if you don't like it, you just scroll to the next button. It's like there used to be a post that you looking at, and then it's got a whole caption, telling you about it, and then just their thoughts or whatever. And you're doing that because first of all, ain't nobody reading. Ain't nobody reading all that shit. Used to be a whole fucking paragraph underneath they post. Now it's just a couple hashtags. Cause can't nobody read. Nobody come here for all that. I just want to be entertained. Girl, I be talking to myself like this every day. Is that crazy, O'Neal? You are what you think. If you think you're crazy for talking to yourself, you are. If you think you're not crazy for talking to yourself, you're not. That's how it goes. Life's what you make it. I went on a date with a man that we was talking about that because I was saying I do talk to myself, and also like I do the affirmation things, not like often, because I feel like I'm just I'm just a chill guy, so I don't have to like actually boost myself up every morning. But sometimes I'll do it just for fun. And the guy I went on a date with, he was just so fucking close minded. He was like, "Oh, you talk to yourself?" I was like, "Yeah, look into the mirror and say some nice things to myself." He was like, "Oh, that's crazy. Oh, you're crazy for talking to yourself." I was like, "Well, no one's around when I do it. Like, who's it look crazy to?" He was like, "If there's a fly on the wall, they think you look crazy." I was like, "Okay." It's like I was like, you're not even trying to have like an open discussion. Like you just want to be fucking weird, you know?" I was like, I'm not talking about incoherent mumbling, nigga. I'm talking about saying good things to myself. There's a difference. There's a difference between somebody incoherently mumbling to themselves on the corner because they're mentally disturbed, and me looking at myself in the mirror and saying nice things to myself because I like myself as a person and I want to encourage me. And he was just like, nah, that's crazy. That's crazy that you do that. I'm just like, okay. He was giving off real insecure vibes. Real insecure. And then he tried to kidnap me. And I was like, absolutely not. And then I blocked him. And that was the last date I went on. I think it was like, over a month ago. I'm just, it's not even about whether he does it or not. I'm saying just like that having a fucking discussion about something. Like, I'm explaining something coherently, and every time he's just like, nah, that's crazy. Nah, that's stupid. That's crazy. Like, it's not about, oh, he talks to himself too. It's just like, I'm just like, literally what I'm explaining is not a crazy concept if you just like listen to it. You know? Like, I'm not advocating for somebody just, mumbling to themselves. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Took a left turn. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. This is why I don't like having discussions with people, because I'm trying to explain that I feel like he's closed minded, and y'all are just like, oh yeah, he's upset because he was having a discussion with himself. That's that negativity type stuff I be talking about. Like, with just automatically trying to put negativity on somebody. I mean, I'm saying he's closed minded, but because I feel like that's just the thing. Like, I'm not like making fun of him. I'm just saying like I can't have discussions with people that's just like go shoot down stuff and not even listening to what you're saying. He did it a few times. This time I was kind of joking around. I think it hit a nerve. Cause we was like, I live over here, and then we was kind of in a slightly different area. It was where he would live at, and I joked around. I was like, it's ghetto over here, cause of the type of music that was playing. He was like, oh, what kind of music is playing? I was like, well, cause it's ghetto over here, and he got all offended. And he was like, well, the area you live at is ghetto. No, he was like, where you live at? And I was gonna tell him like the intersection, like closest intersection I'm at. I was like, "Oh, is this street?" And before I could say the other street or the intersection, he was like, "Yep, that's ghetto." I was like, "Nigga, the street I'm talking about is like it goes on for miles and miles, like it goes into another fucking city." You know? I was like, "I didn't even tell you the other street yet." He was like, "It don't matter. It's ghetto. Yep, that area is ghetto." I was like, "Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing." What am I doing my free time? Talk shit, bullshit, smoke weed, cause chaos and mayhem, shenanigans. What you be doing? Now he was giving insecure vibes like the whole time. I did not like it. I don't like insecure men, especially when they act like you're supposed to like make them feel secure. Like, no, fuck that. Do it yourself. I feel like I just can't relate because I'm not insecure at all. Like I'm real, real secure in what I got going on. I just can't be around nobody like that. It's just weird. Get offended at every little thing, like automatically try to throw it back on the other person. It's like we clearly just like, a little jokey joke, but then it's weird, weird energy. Do you have a type? Or are you a freelancer? What? What are you asking me? These seem like two different questions in one. What? Neither. No to both. Have you ever lost someone? Say what you thought you died. Giving too much of yourself. Do you have a type when you don't care to date anyone based on their personality? I mean, I can't just look at somebody that look funny. Sorry, I'm not that progressive. I can't just be sitting across with somebody that look funny. What does freelancing have to do with that shit though? I don't understand. I mean, it don't make no sense. Nobody is being around somebody, talking to somebody, going on dates with somebody they're not attracted to whatsoever. That's how people end up dead. Excuse me. Hear that? Freelancing is vernacular for talking about what you like in a person. I don't understand. That's what y'all say in the South. The slang. Because freelance always makes me think about work. This is what people do for work when they just do stuff on their own. Instead of like working under somebody. There's a thing around there? Around where? Where they do that at? I ain't never heard of this. Huh. It's news to me. Hmm. Thought it meant what? Like a pan? Like a frying pan? Or like pansexual? I haven't been knowing what you've been saying whenever you say that STL. I was assuming St. Louis. Is that right? You never actually clarified. I've never seen anybody just say that. STL. Learning all sorts of new things today. I'm not doing nothing else. I'm clocking out. Oh, doing nobody else. St. Louis. Yeah, and then what I said. Mhm. I think the internet really fucked that up a lot. Cause they was low key talking about on that To Catch a Predator, like the way the chat room, the way people would talk to each other online back in the day is already different. Like 20 years ago is already different from the way people be talking now. And I feel like it's cause like there's just so much more access. Like anybody can just say something at any point in time. And it's just like a lot more doing that and not thinking about it. And so it's like a lot of people, not saying you are, don't get offended. I think a lot of people are like socially retarded, and it's like communication skills are really lacking because so many people are able to just like communicate with like no rules and nothing, like no accountability. But then it's like I don't know, because they was talking about in the sense that they used to be saying stuff all vague, like alluding to like having sex with somebody, whatever, like on To Catch a Predator. But now it just be like all blatant. Like they'll be the whole thing like, oh, I hope you're not a cop. I hope this isn't like To Catch a Predator, and you're only 15. Like this could look bad, but it's like all this stuff on in digital format that stays around for fucking ever. Like it don't go nowhere, even if you delete this shit, even if you delete your profile, even if you log up, like that shit don't go nowhere. And it's like niggas would just blatantly just confess to fucking crimes and shit. Just say stupid shit. It's like there's no like like niggas just saying shit. It's like, do you know it's gonna be on the fucking internet forever? Like, it's just gonna be out there forever. Like, somebody can find that shit. You might not be able to. Somebody else can. That's smarter than you. You might think it's gone. It's not gone, nigga. But it's like, I feel like they used to talk about that real heavy growing up. Like when the internet first was like a thing and everybody was on all the time. And now it's like, don't nobody give a fuck. Like they used to be like, hey, don't put your personal information out here. And now niggas is putting their location. And then be like, oh no, I've been doxxed. Someone found out where I live. Like you posted up outside where you say you was gonna be at. Like just like stupid shit. But back in the day, it was like, oh, the technology, like the camera, the little webcam is watching you, and the laptop don't say certain stuff. But now it's like they just blatantly saying shit. You don't care about it. They don't nobody know because you ain't got no profile picture, and you gonna delete the message afterwards. Just got a 7-day suspension for talking shit to a rage baiter. I'm pissed. Sounds like a personal problem. Maybe don't do it. Why do y'all do stupid shit and then complain about the consequences of your own actions? What's up with that? Can we talk about that? Some people blatantly do stupid shit and then be like, oh no! Consequences of my actions. I'm pissed. What's wrong with what's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? Why are you not doing things intentionally and thinking about stuff before you do it? And you just go around rage bait people. Somebody it was worth it. I knew it wasn't gonna be a point in responding to them. Ugh, they so like how you say you got pissed at something you did to somebody else and then say it was worth it. You know, getting upset raises your blood pressure. Did you know that? I mean, a lot of people know that. Because I feel like there's some people really out here causing problems for themselves, making their health worse, automatically shortening their life expectancy. You know, and then be talking about it's worth it. What did you gain? What did you win? What's the prize? It's your personal satisfaction of knowing you made somebody mad. You don't get none for that. Especially if you live a shorter life. That's dumb. Mental clarity. If you had mental clarity, you wouldn't be pissed about it. That doesn't make any sense. Your first thing was, yeah, I was rage baiting someone got banned for 7 days. I'm pissed. And now you talk about some damn mental clarity. It's like y'all just be saying anything. Anything that sound good. Can you join my live? That's not really an option right now. I gotta do that on StreamYard. Can't do that on him. Mind those cortisol levels. What was the scam calls? Word. No, I ain't married. I am off work though. Oh yes, you can. It's in the settings. Well, I'm not finna do all that. So let's go ahead and nip it in the bud, girl. I'm not finna do all that. You're not going to convince me to do it. All right? All right. Good talk. Oh boy. Dinesh, I know that's you already. I know I said I don't be paying attention to people's usernames, but you use that account enough. I know it's you. You gotta tell me every time. But thank you. How you doing? How goes it? We just talking about you. I forgot what the context was, but somebody was saying something about you. Because I think he was on earlier yesterday or something. Don't make me regret the positive things I said about you, Dinesh. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't ask me what the fuck I said either. Don't make me regret the positive things I said. That's all you need to know. The rage bait. No, I feel like we really don't talk about this shit enough. Like mental health and like the whole rage baiting for entertainment. Like, why is that a form of fun to anybody? I do not understand. Your whole form of entertaining yourself is trying to make someone else feel bad about themselves. And you don't even know them. That's weird. They be talking about it's satisfying. I got mental clarity. No, you don't. You really don't. I worry about people. I really do. Got it. I'm good. Honestly, the only time I'll be stressing a little bit is when I think about other people, what they be doing. And I'm like, let me not do that so much. Because they don't know. They don't know why they do the shit that they do. They don't know that they're just trying to put their trauma on somebody else in the hopes that it'll make them feel better, but it's not. They don't know. They don't take the time to think about shit. I mean, just doing things like an NPC. So married with children? No. I remember my wife and kids though. It was probably funnier. Married with Children sounds like a white show. I'm sorry. I know y'all get sensitive when I say white and racism and stuff. Um, no, I never seen it. But my wife and kids was hilarious. Shit was hilarious. I'm gonna want to watch that shit now. I wonder if it's on Netflix. It was so fucking funny. They should have never placed dark skin Claire though. They did her dirty. Go replace with light skin Claire and make her stupid. Cause the original, like the dark skin Claire was never supposed to be stupid. Like that shit was ass. But other than that, great show. Love it. Just watch Good Times. Damn, this shit's old as fuck now. That's crazy. Like I feel like Janet Jackson was like the youngest person on the show at one point, and she just turned 60. Time keeps on slipping. Was there two different wives on the Cosby Show? Not that I know of. Yeah, you think about the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I was like, no, no, they would never replace Miss I don't start with R. You know her name. They would never do that. Couldn't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. They was always replacing somebody dark skinned, dude. It's fucking colorism. I'm only 30, so I wasn't born those times. Neither was I. You think just because I got gray hair? You think just because my hair, just because my shit gray, you think I was? I'm just kidding. Friends with me, doing. Just don't want to let things out. What are you talking about? You walk on my shoulders? No. The girl in Fresh Prince of Bel Air in the movie, right? Huh? Talking about Nia Long? She's the only one I remember being in Fresh Prince of Bel Air and Friday. And she was the mama in the Michael Jackson movie. She been acting my whole life, and she still look good. That's crazy. Just trying hard just to convince her. Huh? What? Like, you know Tay? Like y'all had a whole thing? Is that what you're saying? Is what it says I had to explain myself? That's what I was saying. It's old. And he was like, you only 30. He wasn't born back then. Same here. What are we talking about? I don't know what the hell Rob is talking about. I don't think he knows either. I don't think he's in the same reality as us. Which that happens from time to time. I know it's somebody floating here from another dimension. It just is just on a whole different planet. Happens. See, did y'all have a conversation before? Say we don't know each other. I'm like, what's maybe y'all did have a conversation on a different channel, but you say you have no idea who this man is. Should I kick him out for being weird? Because he made it seem like y'all know each other. And my son kids think they did that to him because he was obviously. I don't even like getting into discussion no more because I honestly feel like the only people that's like, oh, he obviously did something to kids, and if anybody say he did, I'm blocking you on site. Because the only people that say that is like nobody's advocating for like justice, for no kids. Like the kids that was in question that they said he abused, he already gave him millions of dollars. Didn't have to, wasn't supposed to. He thought if he did, it would all go away. But then it just made him look guilty. Like the only people that's like, oh, he actually did this and that and third, it's like they do not care about any victims. They don't care about any injustice. They care about being like, no, I'm gonna be the person to say Michael Jackson did X, Y, Z. Y'all just love him and making him an icon, da da da. And it's like, no, nah. Like it's some stuff that looks weird. It's some stuff that looks suspicious, but I hate when people act like just because somebody looks weird and they do something that like other people wouldn't normally do, then they obviously did something else. Like that's you can't just make an automatic correlation. Like somebody was saying that one time. It was like, yeah, well, there's a video where Michael Jackson bought a kid a ring pop and he said it was an engagement ring. I was like, maybe he did. Maybe he fucking did. Maybe they was playing around. And he was like, "You want this ring cup?" That sounds like some shit he might do. That don't mean he was doing them in the booty. That don't mean he was doing inappropriate shit. That means he just like playing around. Cause every fucking video, every half the time he's playing around like a big old kid. You know, like it'd be the stupidest stuff. Like he did this weird thing, so obviously he's a pedophile. It's like, no. Like that's not how that shit works. You can't say just because somebody's weird and childlike that then they're automatically a pedophile. Cause that's not even how pedophiles be fucking acting. Pedophiles be weird as fuck. Don't nobody like them. They like nah. Like I'll be saying too, like if Michael Jackson did any of that shit he said he did, like he would have to be like the most diabolical person to like ever walk this earth. To like have all these songs about like advocating for children and protecting the children, and he's abusing children behind closed doors. Plus, the shit doesn't light up, you know. Cause I looked into some of that shit, like the 60 Minutes interview, the 60 Minutes. It was Australia, cause they ain't do that shit over here. They tried it over there, and going into the whole thing with the kids of the manager that said that they was abused for like all these years. They just because they had one that seemed like he was the designated crier. None of the other ones was shedding a fucking tear. They talk about how he's so horrible and this and that, and I'm like, it just don't add up. Because then you got Michael who's saying that like, yeah, he's talking about a girlfriend he had and she wanted to do it with him and he was scared and he ran away. There's like all these different instances of him being like super super fucking shy, and it's literally because he was abused as a child. Like everybody knows this. Like everybody knows the man was the way he was because he was abused. And then you have people that are claiming to have been abused by him, but they can get married and have kids with no problem naturally. Not knowing for whatever he did. You know they're not lacking on the interpersonal relationships the way he was, the way someone who actually got abused would be. You know. All of them sitting there, yeah, my wife and kids and da da da. But supposedly at the same time when he was abusing them though. You get abused. You so traumatized, but you ain't had no problem dating somebody, getting to know them, marrying them, having kids with them in the midst of this abuse. No, I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And then none of them said anything until somebody else was accusing him. That was all the kids. It was like four of them. That's supposed to have been like his manager's kids. There's the ones in the 60 Minute Australian interview. None of them said shit till like when the trial was going on, like in 2000, like it was like 90 something or whatever. And then they got their millions, but now they coming back out after the movie saying shit again. Like, yeah, we were really traumatized, but I already got fucking millions of dollars. So it's like all the shit. Whenever they start saying shit, it's literally just to tear this man down. It's not because like any child is still walking around traumatized. They all grown up and got families of their own. They're fine. You know, like everybody's fine. That said Michael did some shit to them. Nobody's walking around like, yeah, I can't have a normal life because Michael Jackson did XYZ. They got normal ass lives. They just trying to act all traumatized in front of the camera when they do an interview. That's my take on it. Prince Harry life. I don't know her. Is that black girl? Meghan? Meghan Markle? Markle Meghan? I don't know enough about her to have a take on her, to be honest. She cute though. Considering that I need a therapist, I feel like he's been trying to troll this whole time, but like there's like a language barrier. Maybe that's what's happening. I feel like he's been trying to troll Rajab. This guy, like it's like he's been trying to troll the entire time, but you can't really tell. So it's just favorite member of the royal family. Because why do we still? What are we doing? Why is there still a fucking royal family? Like, what the fuck are we doing? But I don't live over there, so whatever. Most of the others was like, what are we still doing having a monarchy? I don't know. Someone give me a chance. Shut up, her job. Oh, I said no more negativity. Because I think he was trying to troll me so he can get out. Country's a mess. I don't believe that shit either. I think they was lying the whole time they said Michael didn't have no money and he was in debt. I really think they was lying about that shit. Cause I feel like I remember that vaguely, and it was literally like, "Oh, Michael Jackson broke, Michael Jackson broke." But then I remember all them videos of like the one in particular where he's going around buying all this expensive ass shit. It's like millions of dollars, and this is like the early 2000s, nigga. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll take that, and I'll take that, and I'll take that." And it's like, cause he was like broke where? Cause I remember that there was a couple interviews and he was like, "Yeah, we hear you." He's like, "I'm not in debt. Like my money's fine." He said, "I just wrote somebody a check for $100,000." Like his dad was calling him asking him for money all the time, cause his dad was gambling everything away. But it's like that shit don't add up. They said when he was little, when they first started getting checks, he wanted to put them away. Like he's a little boy, like 10 years old or less. Talk about, yeah, just put the money away, and then he would just use a little bit to buy like candy or whatever. Like, yeah, he had a lot of shit. Definitely spent money on some things, but it's like he was always about putting money away, even from a little boy. And it then said like 20-30% of his earnings after he dies automatically going to charity. Like, there's it don't sound like somebody that's misusing their money and is going to end up in a bunch of debt. Because Mike Jackson was smart too. He was smart as fuck. He's funny and he's smart, and people didn't give him enough credit. They had like he's just this soft spoken, like don't really know shit. Like nah, it's not adding up. It's really not. I don't think he was in debt. I don't. It didn't make no sense. With all that fucking money, nigga, they had mansions and peacocks and shit like in the 70s. Like I'm saying, he would have had to spend a fuck ton of money to be in debt like they said he was. And I just don't think he was. Someone said it was a good idea. Yeah, white people. Just kidding. You're talking about me? I'm talking about Michael Jackson, nigga. You said something about him being in debt, and I'm saying I don't think he was in debt. No, I'm not talking about you, goofy ass. Talking about Michael Jackson. Is your name Michael Jackson? He killed because he didn't pay off a gambling debt. You're annoying. Yeah, no. The only reason why they got Marky is because some word people was like, I'm in charge now, and then passed it through their lineage. That's why half the time they used to just kill people, kill somebody. Okay, I'm the king now, and then somebody kill him. All right, I'm the king now. But then it got to the point where it's like laws, governments, and human rights and shit, and you can't really do that. So now it's just strictly whatever the last lineage was type shit. But it's just good niggas will rise up and be like, hey, I'm gonna be in charge. When everybody else is just chilling. Well, we ain't sisters. Bruh, I had to stop watching all the little videos because it's just too many. Bruh, don't even know. Don't get me started on this man and how funny he was. Cause any Michael Jackson fan, like you're not a true fan unless you know how much this man liked fish. Cause get the fuck out of here talking about he was gay and shit. Get the fuck out of here talking about this man didn't like women. Get the fuck out of here. We got all these little videos. Nice fish. I like that one. Get the fuck out of here. And I knew it because I was like, I know he's not calling women fish. I know he's not saying that. And his little soft ass voice. I know he's not saying this. It was confirmed because of the older lady. And he was like, "Ooh, elderly fish." I died the first time I seen that. I was like, I know you're lying. Michael loves some women. He loved women. Fish. They said he used to ask for them to bring fish up to his room. All they did was lie on that man. I was like, that would have been so much more interesting if they interviewed him about that instead of being like, so, are you a virgin? Are you gay? Are you in debt? Like, if they just asked this man about, like, his actual fucking personality, what was actually going on in his life, it would have been way more interesting. You know? It's like they doing so much trying to fucking tear this man down, trying to get the inside scoop. You missing, like, all the good shit. And nobody do an interview asking about fish. I just know as soon as they would be like, "So, Michael, I hear you talking about fish a lot. What do you mean by that?" He would be like, "Hee." He would have got all shy. I already know. You already know how it would have went down. I don't know what you're talking about. I just like eating fish. He wouldn't have said shit about it. He wouldn't have been like, "Yeah, I call women fish." It would have been a whole thing. He would have been all cutesy about it because he was all respectful and we don't talk about that enough. I feel like we don't talk about that enough. Just I feel like there's just a certain different way people used to talk and carry themselves that they don't now. And some of it was trauma related. I think it definitely was. Like the whole Jackson family. Like whenever any of them talk, they all sound like royalty. That's why they used to treat Michael Jackson like fucking royalty because he act like it. You know, like nobody else like don't nobody be doing that nowadays. Like it's just different. And I think it is just from the back then too. Black people being in certain still be being openly discriminated against and being like, oh, okay, I have to enunciate, carry myself a certain way so that you listen to me and take me seriously, like that type of thing. And then also Joseph beating them and shit, probably for them to be like that also. But I don't know. It's like this bittersweet thing. I'm like, I be looking at black people talk back then, and even just because like all the Jacksons, they still do it. But I feel like a lot of black people used to talk like that back then, but don't nowadays, unless they're in like in certain fields, whatever. And I be feeling like we should get back to that, but then at the same time, it's like a catch-22 because it's like you still like they said that wasn't his voice. That's not how he really talked. Like he talked like a regular nigga around everybody else, people that he actually liked. But then it's like this whole thing. Okay, let me change how I am. Let me change how I talk so that white people accept me. Because he was on that real heavy. I actually have a theory. I think because everybody was like, oh, he bleached his skin and da 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 da. It's like he never bleached his skin, but he definitely took full advantage of that vitiligo. Like I have theories. I have several theories. Because it was just he was a victim of the times, and wanted to be famous, wanted to be on top. So he's like, what do I gotta do? That's why he was surrounding himself around like more white women and stuff. But then he kind of circled back around and had more black women around him and like in the videos and stuff. But yeah, it was like that whole like because he wanted to even it out. And then like a lot of times like you see people saying now like, oh, well, it's because they didn't accept vitiligo back then. Like yes, true. But also I think he was like he probably had a moment of like, oh, cool, the skin's lighter now. It's gonna work better for me now because he went ahead and evened it up. To match the light spots. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, go ahead and even it all up. Like I feel like it's both. I feel like it's both sides. Like they probably wouldn't have, especially back then, especially in the fucking 80s. Nah, they would not, because nobody had that. They just now started accepting people with vitiligo. I think it's mostly because of that model, the one that was on America's Next Top Model. I think it's mostly because of her that we started openly accepting now. Because it's just people that have it and they're like, yeah, you're gonna look at me. I'm not covering it up. But back then, I don't think they would have. I don't think people would have been with it. But I think he liked it. I think he liked having lighter skin. I really do. I mean, he was thriving as a light skin era. Shit, it was. Come on. As soon as he turned light skin, he was like, "I'm bad. You can't tell me shit." Like, come on. Light skinned energy. He wanted that. I feel like he was cool with it. Like I don't think like he liked being black. He liked black culture. But I think when his skin started to lighten up, he was like, "Cool, yes." I think it was that. Absolutely, I think it was. I think he was like, "Okay, cool. I don't have to deal with as much backlash, maybe." But then it didn't work out for him because then everybody was like, "He's bleaching his skin." So I mean, that's what happens when you don't like yourself, though. It's real unfortunate. I feel like that's another hot take I have too. Is that this is gonna sound real fucked up. It's gonna sound real fucked up. I'm only gonna say I don't even say it loud because I already know as soon as I say it, people gonna be like, "What?" But like, I mean, I feel like it's low key what Randy was saying when at his funeral when he was like, "Okay, maybe people will leave you alone now that you're gone." Like I kind of feel like that. Like people wasn't gonna leave him alone until he was gone. So it's kind of like, people like, "Oh, I wish he was still here." I kind of don't, cause that life seems stressful. It seemed like he's just like, I mean, he's using a fucking machine and doing all this weird shit to try to get some sleep. Somebody shouldn't have to live like that. I'm glad he's getting his rest. To be honest, the man was stressed the hell out constantly. Constantly getting, all this backlash, all this negativity. And then once he died, everybody like, oh my gosh, we loved him. He was so funny. He's such a musical genius. But the whole time he was alive, it wasn't none of that. They was dogging him. Especially in the interviews. I think it was like only a couple interviews I seen where they was like, oh, someone actually talked to him nice and like respected him. At least like a handful. Like everybody else is just all passive aggressive and just asking him about like personal shit that they knew he didn't want to talk about. Like they did that man dirty, and it's like he would have kept trying to get people to love him and shit. He would have just kept trying and we would have kept dealing with that if he had been living. And it's like it's not healthy. It's just not good. I don't like the tour. Exactly. It's like good, we got the hits. We had an icon, the biggest entertainer for a while, but like, like I'm not glad he's gone at all, but it's just like sheesh. Like he didn't need to be living like that. Like nobody should be that big, to be honest. Like the height that he was, right? Like shouldn't nobody be like that? Like it was only gonna end badly, You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be like that, have that type of status, have most of the people living in the world be a fan of you, and like have a good life and like be at peace and be happy. Like you're not gonna have that, especially when like I don't know. I really wish things would have been different, but like it's like shoulda, coulda, woulda. I feel like he was autistic, like heavily autistic too. And I feel like that's where like a lot of the weird stuff came in. But instead of people be like, "Oh, maybe it's just different," they like villainize him for it. Hmm. Like in a different time period, like he was now, like he could have had so much more peace in a different time period, in a different reality. He was doing a different thing. I just feel like he wanted so badly for like he wanted to like spread love or whatever. But it's like by being an artist, by being someone that's like on stage, on tours, everybody know your name and stuff, and it's like it's just you're just not gonna be happy doing that. It's like I see where your heart was at, but it's just you can't be a good person like that. I don't think. You're not trying to be like the top entertainer in the world, but you just can't. Like they won't let you. The world would not let Michael Jackson be a good fucking person. Like it was like impossible. Making myself upset. I don't want to talk about this no more. Cause I feel like they always fucking do that, bro. Like people not allowed to be just like decent people out here. They like advocate for love and like, you know, care about children. Like ain't nobody like it's like people aren't allowed to do that shit. But then people can be whack as hell, be mean, be all, have an attitude and greedy and do all this shit and then they get to be top celebrities and stuff. And everybody likes them. Everybody got good stuff to say about them. Until enough people like expose their shit. Cause I randomly seen a short one time where somebody was talking about well, he had me going in the first half. He was like, "Yeah, oh my gosh, remember back when Lindsay Lohan was doing this and that? You probably too young to know about that." But it was like, "Yeah, remember when Lindsay Lohan was just out of control and this and the third?" And he was like, And they was pretty much like, psych, here's all these people that was like doing crazy shit that never been arrested or nothing. It was like all these men, mostly white men, that's like never been held accountable for their actions. But I was like, they really used to do that shit. Like they would villainize little white girls, like anybody, just for like not doing shit, you know? Like I don't remember Lindsay Lohan actually like committing no crime. They was just like, oh, she's a party girl and she's this and that and she need to go to rehab. She needs to get help. And it's like, I'm pretty sure she was just being a young person and having fun. And maybe she did do a little too much a couple nights, but it's like they made it seem like she was like fucking terrorizing people. Like she was just a like a menace to society. And then, wouldn't let her be in shit for a while. And then I remember she like came back and had her hair different, and it was like, oh, she's fine now. What the fuck did they do to her? But it's like same thing they did with Britney Spears. It's like, what the fuck did she do actually? Did she murder somebody? Did she take somebody's money? No. What she do? She shaved her head. She felt some type of way. Feelings was getting to her. She just shaved her head, and it was like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. Oh. And you know what? She was defending Michael Jackson too. They tried to pit her against Michael Jackson when she was real young and she first came out. It was some interview, and it was like, oh, you're familiar with Michael Jackson? And it was like the allegations too. It was like, well, aren't you afraid of like being seen with him or being around him? And she was like, no. Oh, that's why they lobotomized her. Cause she was saying in the interview, she was like, no, he needs a friend. Like she was like, everybody's, talking negatively about him. She was like, but I feel like he just needs a friend, needs somebody to like, be on his side and listen to him and blah blah blah. And they literally was like trying to villainize this man so bad. And then I feel like because she's probably not the only reasons, probably plethora of reasons, but they definitely gave her a lobotomy. And that's crazy. I feel like honestly, I didn't really pay too much attention to her growing up. Like I remember Britney Spears being hot when I was growing up, but it's like I didn't really pay attention to like interviews and nothing like that. But it's like, bro, when you see how she was talking back then, and how she was just a normal, regular person, and then you see her now, it's like, nah, they did some shit to her. Like they literally did something to her because they did not like her, but not because like she did some shit wrong, She didn't commit no fucking crime. But they're like, she's crazy. Oh, she can't be on her own. Yeah, podcast. They gonna kill me. I'm gonna be the next one to go. They don't like people that's trying to do good and talk about the truth. They don't like that. Oh, what do you want them to kill me for? Let me lay low with my little 3 people watching me. To keep a little profile. This is all for entertainment purposes. I don't know nothing. I'm just a girl. Just look weird. I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. Shit. I'm just a girl out here. Because I feel like that's really a thing. Like, we be talking about, like, haha, but, like, no, look at the people that they let thrive, that they let have money and shit, and then look at the people that end up dead, and especially when they're young, or end up in a conservatorship. They can't do shit. They locked up in the house all day. Just look at different types of people. All the people they leave alone, well, all those are good people. Well, they're all good, upstanding citizens that care about everybody, want to help people. Ah, they stay in it like it is, talking truth. Or they just play their little role, don't do too much. So they let them get their money, let them have their fame. And people that do it too much for some reason, they're the ones that go crazy, go end up dead. Coinkydinks? I think not. But again, this is all for entertainment purposes. This is all jokes. Also, I love myself, and I would never do anything to harm myself. Peace. I'm happy. Just in case, if y'all don't see me, it ain't because I chose not to be. Just say. I like it. I like living. Okay? Everybody hear me? I like living. Living is cool. Sometimes people suck, but ain't nobody sad over here. Bro, I was saying somebody, I forgot what they was talking about. He's talking about something. He was like, just for the record, it was that Asian guy. Everybody know him. He always like he could find something. He'd be like, "What's this brand? What's this? Where's this from?" And he'd be like, "I know what that is." I forgot what it was, what they was talking about in the video. But after he said what it was, he was like, "And by the way, I'm a happy person." He said, "Just for the record, I don't want to die. I'm happy. Just putting it out there," which is sad. That's crazy that people be saying it. It's like we be joking a little bit, but like not really. Like just in case, just in case something you didn't see me no more. Just know it's not because I'm just like, oh no, I'm just gonna quit doing YouTube, like just just randomly all of a sudden, and then never come back here, never say nothing to nobody, and then people be like, oh, well, maybe she was upset. Nope, you got me on record saying I was not very happy with my life. I like where I live at. I just renewed my lease last month. Upset where? Just in case. I feel like anyway, don't none of that matter. If certain people want to get you, they gonna get you. It don't matter. It really don't. They said that's what the fuck happened to Cuba Gooding Jr. Cause like I said, same thing. It's like the same as the Lizzie Lohan shit. Like he really didn't do nothing, but it's like they'll piss off the wrong people. Cause I think with him it was a whole like sexual assault type thing, but because it was Omar Gooding, I love him. I love him and everything. He's so fun. But he was in an interview and they was talking about the situation that like Cuba Gooding Jr. basically got blackballed, and that's why you don't see him no more in the movies, because it was like they was at a club or something, or it was at a restaurant. And I think the waitress like hugged him or something. Like she grabbed him first, basically, and then like he kissed her on the cheek. Like he like pulled it back in and gave her a kiss on the cheek or on the mouth. I don't know, something like that. But it's like she initiated the contact first, and then he just like did a little peck, and then that was it. And then they was like, "Oh my gosh, he sexually assaulted this girl, and he's dangerous," and da da da. And now you don't see him in movies no more. Fucking mean. So I'm just like with the trolls. I mean, I know you're not, but you should watch. There's this guy Torre. I think it's Torre. It's like Toure. That used to. I mean, I guess he still works with like reporting and journalism, but he got his channel on here. I forgot what it's called. I don't know. Just type in his name, Toure. He got all these stories about all these different celebrities. Like, he got one a story time about being kidnapped by Suge Knight. Like no, like not enough people are listening to this man. I've learned so much from this man about like how some of these celebrities like actually are, and it's like, and he did have one too talking about. I didn't watch all of it though. He had one talking about how the Netflix thing about Diddy said a bunch of stuff that like wasn't true, and so he made a video about it, not defending him at all, but just showing how like I canceled my Netflix subscription after that bullshit Michael Jackson thing that they did. I just heard about it. I didn't even watch it. I canceled that shit. But then the Diddy thing too. It was like, you know, like it was like they didn't care about the facts as much. Like just trying to make him look as bad as possible. And it's like, yeah, everybody knows he's a fucking piece of shit. He should stay in jail. But it's like they skewed a lot of things in the documentary on Netflix. But he had one video where he was talking about how I was like it's crazy. Like mental health is crazy because he's a psychopath. Like people like that. It's not like oh they did this here and then they did that there. It's like no, they actually like have mental health issues. that stemmed from when they were children. But it's like, I think he's always just been like a psychopath. That's what it sounds like. Because he said it was something about when Diddy was young, his neighbors had a pool, but he could like never go over to the pool for some reason. He never got to use it, so he was like real mad about it. And then like that's one of the things that drove him half the time was like, oh, I'm gonna be that nigga that you got come to like use my pool and stuff like that. Like that was a thing. Like it was apparently like a huge thing for him. And then also, it was something about how his first job. Well, I forgot how old he was. He was probably like 12 or something. He was doing paper route, because everybody used to get a physical newspaper back then. And they said as soon as Diddy got the route, he automatically started buying other little boys' routes, like their paper routes. He would buy them. So it's like you thinking, oh, he's buying their routes so he can make more money. No, he bought their routes and then also started paying other little boys to do these routes. So it's like, yeah, for more money, but it's like most time you hear a story about that is somebody working their ass off. And Tori is making this point that like even at a young age, he was automatically trying to push off work to other people, but take all the credit for it. So like he's been like that. So I think he's just a crazy person. But watching Tori talk about like different celebrities that he interviewed, because there's times where like he has to spend all day with the celebrity to like get a story, like put it all together and stuff. Like he's spending the entire day like seeing what they hearing them behind closed doors and shit. Hearing the little anecdotal stories and like them telling them stuff from when they grew up. I don't learn a lot about these people. Too much probably. Because we just see these, hear about these celebrities, see them post and stuff, see them on different little interviews, but then it's like hearing somebody talk about them when they was just spending time with them though, they didn't know shit was gonna be like wasn't never really recorded though back then. Because we talk about like the 90s, early 2000s, stuff like that. You need to watch him, man. That man is funny, Tori. Crush my little girl. I don't know what that's about. But no, he got a whole story time about getting kidnapped by Suge Knight. That was hilarious. I forgot how his story. He was supposed to do an interview with somebody. I don't know if it was Suge Knight or somebody else. Uh, I don't know. I forgot what exactly happened, but she was just like, "Yeah, no, you're not leaving." And then he was like, there was this whole room with a tank full of piranhas. It's like niggas was literally just like you had hood niggas that just got access to all this money, but still had this hood ass, mental health, bad mental health mentality. So it's like niggas is moving like that with like hood niggas, but with a bunch of money. That's always gonna cause problems. Mm. Some of them got by okay, I guess, like Jay Z. He had a funny ass story about, bruh. The story time is something like the time I helped Jay Z embarrass Kanye. Well, that shit was hilarious. Cause like you see these celebrities, but then just like hearing how they actually act and interact with each other is just crazy. Especially like back then, like before some of them reached their heights and stuff, like Kanye. Cause it's Tory, the guy that's doing the reporter, the interviews, right? He's supposed to do a whole interview with Kanye, right? It was when Jesus Walks first came out, so this is like 20 years ago. Like nobody really know who Kanye is, but he like about to blow up. And he says when Kanye had this Jesus piece, I don't even really remember it, but hearing the story is hilarious. And Jesus piece got all this, it's all blinged out, but it looked like a white man. So Tori, he was just like, he's like, that's a white man. And he said Kanye was like so offended and was like, oh shit, I made a white Jesus. But it's like, like, it was just funny how he was telling the story that like Kanye didn't think about it beforehand. that he spent all this money like and made this whole Jesus piece that looks white. And so there's this whole thing where like Kanye gets all offended. He's like, "Damn, you really think this white looks bad?" And so he went back to the jewelry store and was like trying to change out the gold, like the ones for the hair and the eyes, because they have blue eyes and blonde hair. He was like trying to change them all out for like brown and trying to make him look like a brown man, but then it didn't look right because the background was like a white guy, so it just looked like a white guy with like brown hair and eyes. And basically, he said he never got to interview Kanye ever again because Kanye was pissed at him because he called about having a white Jesus piece. And then they said he was with Kanye. Tori was with Kanye, supposed to do an interview with him. And then they randomly see Jay Z. And so Kanye's like all excited to show Jay Z the Jesus piece, the white Jesus piece. And so he runs over there. So there's like across the street, and Kanye like literally takes off running across the street, and, like can't wait to show Jay Z. Like look at my piece, look at my Jesus piece. And then Jay Z's just looking at it. He's just like, oh, okay, that's different. And then Ray gonna fucking ruin it. That's why the whole thing was like, I helped Jay Z embarrass Kanye or something because Tori Ace was like, so that's a white man, and he's awesome. Okay, and so then Tori just gonna interject, yeah, it's a white man, and then Jay Z's like, huh, yeah, that is a white man, that's whack. Kanye was like so fucking offended and hurt. And he said he never got to interview Kanye ever again. This was like 20 something years ago. I don't know. I thought that was funny. I forgot exactly how I reacted, but I thought it was hilarious. And then when he couldn't change out the gems and the stuff to make it look brown, he just kept it white. And so he said he was gonna go around telling everybody it was grandma's Jesus, because everybody's grandma got a picture of white Jesus. How the hell Jesus gonna be white? He was in the Middle East and Africa. People was running away to Egypt, which was like right there, right next door. So how the fuck was niggas gonna be white? Riddle me this. Riddle me this. It's crazy because every time somebody has a picture of white Jesus and you be like, hey, that's not really historically accurate, they'd be like, it doesn't matter. The color of his skin doesn't matter. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me replace that with a black picture of him then. No, can't do that? Oh, okay. Let's make him Asian. Why can't we have an Asian Jesus? I mean, because it wasn't that region, I guess. Why can't we have a Middle Eastern looking Jesus? Wouldn't that be more historically accurate? Cause that's what I think. People talk about he's black, he had dreads. Like, no. I mean, because the first Arabs definitely was darker. First people out there was definitely more black looking. Because the people in ancient Egypt was black. But if you go to Egypt today, the people over there aren't really black. They kind of brown. I feel like they're mostly maybe like my complexion, a little lighter. But they don't. I don't think they really call themselves like black. There's a lot of brown people out here who don't identify as black. You know why that is? Because race is a social construct that doesn't exist. We just started saying, "I'm black, I'm white," blah, blah. But it's not actually a thing that just exists. White people kind of started that. Before that, it was just what country you was from, who your daddy was, your daddy and them, what tribe you came from. That's all that mattered before. And then white people started that in like 1600s. That's when they start coming over here and being like, okay, now we're white, and then you're natives, and you guys, y'all are black. Y'all are black people. And also, I think it's hilarious that white people pretty much created Latinos and forced them, not even gave them, forced them to speak Spanish, only to turn around hundreds of years later and be like, speak English when you come in our country. It's like they only speak Spanish because white people forced them to. Because Spain is the country where Spanish came from, and that's full of white people. You know, history is interesting. Same, just like how I can't watch this financial audit show no more because they always talking about race. That's one thing that pissed me off when you just see a bunch of white people and then they get to talking about like how you feel about this word and that word, and I'm like, none of y'all even got it, no melanin. Like, what are we talking about? And the show's not even about that. It's supposed to be a financial audit show. Couldn't even watch the shit. And it's like, white people really sit here and be like, yeah, we could say the N word. It doesn't mean anything. Like that's why I had to turn the shit off because the guest on there was just wilding and being like, yeah, I'm here to say the stuff that nobody wants to say. I'm gonna say the N word. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that. And it's like just out of spite, you know, just trying to be weird out of spite, but being like, words don't have meaning. But they're the ones who made up the derogatory meaning in the first place. I'm like, ain't that some shit? It didn't. It didn't. Like, I'm pretty sure there was no Nigger in existence before white people started using it as a derogatory term. There was negus that meant king or something, or ruler, something like that. And I feel like there's some fable that, like, white people couldn't pronounce it or something, because you know how they be doing. Just be butchering people's shit. And then it kind of turned into nigga. But it's like they're the ones that made it a derogatory word in the first place, only for hundreds of years later to be like, it's just a word. It doesn't actually have any meaning. We could say it. But the whole time they're saying, we can say the N word. You know, it's like, yeah, you don't even want to say it. I'm with that one guy to say it. Because that's fucking hypocritical. You can't be like, we could say the N word. I can say the N word if I want to. So why the fuck you keep saying N word? Huh? Huh? It's almost like you a hypocrite. It's almost like you don't even believe the shit you saying. That's why you gotta mind your business and stay at peace, because this world is crazy. You can't just say words don't have meanings inherently, because it's like, duh, nothing. Like, we're just animals making noises. None of the words have meaning until we assign them a meaning and we all agree that this is what this word means. Back then, somebody got together and decided that the N word is a bad word. That's what they did. They decided it was going to be a derogatory word for black people. That's what happened. And then everybody went with it. And now they're like, no, actually, it's just the word. It doesn't mean anything. You getting offended off of a word, and it's like, and money is just a piece of paper, you know. It doesn't have any value. I can snatch it from you and rip it up, and you shouldn't get offended, right? All right, because it's just a piece of paper. If I snatch $100 bill out of your hand and rip that shit up in front of your face and say, "Yeah, you can't get offended. It doesn't have any value. It's just a piece of paper." No, it does have value. Why? Why is that? I'm glad you asked. It's because we all agree that it does. So once we all agree that something has value, that's what it is. And you can't just be this one lone person that's like, actually, this thing doesn't mean anything inherently, you know. Too bad. We all act like it does. So it does. That's how society and things work, you know. That's how the weird niggas be. Cause the guests on the show, like, it's a financial audit show. I'm trying to see somebody get their finances fixed. And it's like 20 minutes of them talking about it's just the word. I can say the word. Like they going back and forth on this shit. Two white guys. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. I did not tune in to watch this shit. But it's always some bullshit. It's always white people, I swear. They the ones that coined the phrase black fatigue, because they the ones always talking about us. They tired. They tired and they always talking about it. That remind me of something else I was listening to. I like to listen to atheists and religious people debate sometimes. And it was a guy like that. Like sometimes people in other countries that they don't use race and stuff, they don't really say white, black, whatever. They're like, oh, we're just all people over here. Like they'll act like oppression and white supremacy and stuff is not a thing just because in their country they don't have like, oh, check what you are, Caucasian, black, Latino, like they don't have that, I guess. Which that doesn't make any sense. Are we the only country that identify people based off race then? Because what other people be talking about it? Like it's not a thing. I don't see race. But he was saying that like white people are something else. Like they'll say stuff that like if you use race, like if you identify yourself as a certain race, you're perpetrating racism. Like you're part of the problem. But like if I say I'm black and another person is white, that's a problem. No. Well, the problem is someone being like, "Oh, you're black. I'm gonna oppress you. I'm gonna make sure you don't get the same opportunities as me. I'm gonna say you probably got all these negative stuff about you because I don't like you because I don't like black people." That's where the racism comes in. Not just putting ourselves into different categories. It's the oppression. It's the control, the being mean and rude because of somebody's race. That's where racism starts. Not to just saying, I'm this race, you're that race, and you're that. Because it's the same as I'm German, I'm Mexican. Like they don't have a problem with people identifying with what country they are, but they have a problem with people identifying by their race because they're like, we just all stop talking about it. Racism will go away. Then no oppression will take forth if we don't put ourselves in different categories. That's not how it works, though. But I don't even think racism and oppression is really about race. Especially the way white people be oppressing each other sometimes. Because that whole thing with British colonizing Ireland, that's crazy. Because they used to make slaves out of them and beat them and force them not to speak their language and stuff. So I don't really think race got much to do with it. It's kind of just pure hatred and control and oppression. Think about a race and it's to be like something because of pigment or skin color. So just like you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not even about their skin color because that's a stupid reason not to like somebody. You got more melanin than me. I don't like you. Think you got negative stuff going on. Like what? But white people really like. I don't know. But then again, back in the day, they really used to like sit there and write books and be like, yeah, let's see if this black person has a tail and da da da. Like like we some specimens. Like we really not people. Like they really used to act like that. So it's like maybe racism is some fucking thing, but I feel like it's only like in their heads, like for some reason in their mind, they like we're treating people differently because different degrees of melanin. Like that's a thing in their mind for some reason. It shouldn't be. It doesn't make any sense. I treat people based off how they treat me, not oh okay you got as much melanin as me, cool. Because sometimes niggas with as much melanin as me is talking bad to me too. So makes you feel the type of way. Yeah, I know it's dumb as hell. But like I said, they was kind of colonizing everybody though, if you think about it. It was kind of oppressing everybody at one point. So I think they just built different up there. They just got a different wiring. Cause as we all know, all white people weren't like that. Cue the person in the crowd. We were all bad. Some of us fought against slavery. Some of us advocated for you all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't that many though. Like it wasn't a whole lot of them. Cause they used to get them too. Like they used to shun them and call them nigger lovers and put them in prison too. So it wasn't that many of them. It was a couple of them. You hear about a couple white people here and there that was like, "Hey, uh, racism is bad. Slavery, we shouldn't have these people as slaves. And everybody, all the other white people's like, shut the fuck up, you nigger lover. So, like, but they'll say that shit. They be like, it's not all white people. It's like, but it was like majority. Because if you wasn't on that tip, they was like, what you mean I can't have no slave? Shut the fuck up. Like, wouldn't nobody like, oh, okay. I shouldn't have them as slave? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Wouldn't nobody doing that shit. They didn't even free us. They did not free us because they felt bad about having us enslaved. Like, white people did not do that shit. They said it was times where people kept being slaves on plantations because no one ever told them that the slaves were free. Nobody ever told them about the Emancipation Proclamation. Nobody told some niggas. Ain't that fucked up? Ain't no telling how many of them that was. And then, it turned into sharecropping and shit later on. You don't talk about that enough. Because they kind of make it seem like we was just freed all in 1865. Everybody just go free, and then we all got like our own house and money and a job and shit. And like, no, niggas was just walking around aimlessly at the time, or not even, didn't even know they was free. Didn't even get to be free. Still working as a slave every fucking day. Died like that. Didn't even know. And then sharecropping, when they was like, okay, you can be your own person, but then it's like you still gotta eat. So they're like, okay, work for me on my field, like they had been. Nothing changed. Work for me on my field, and then they would loan them the tools to work with, and they're like, okay, once you pay off your tools, then the rest of the money is gonna be yours, and then you can do some stuff like that. But some kind of way, through sharecropping, they never had enough to pay off their loans and stuff. They never had enough to pay off what they was using and be able to have excess. So that continued to be a form of slavery. And they be saying the prisons of modern day slavery. I don't think it really changed. Like there's always just been like this forced servitude, even if you weren't being lynched, for not participating in it sometimes. But it's still like this forced servitude so that people can survive, essentially. And it's crazy that post slavery, the whole stereotypes about fried chicken and watermelon literally came from us trying to sell these things to make a living. To be able to do something else. To be able to, not be on someone else's property, but to have your own. And that's what we started doing. And then white people took that shit and made a whole fucking stereotype out of it. Because they hated us so bad. They didn't want to see us doing better. So they made up a stereotype. That's crazy too. Like they made up a stereotype about us being lazy pretty much as soon as we was freed from slavery. Like as soon as we stopped having to work like for free constantly, or you would die, then they start saying we was lazy as shit. Pretty much right after. That's when all the minstrel shows started. When they was dressing in blackface, they literally was pretending to be us, depicting us as lazy, silly people that just want to eat watermelon and fried chicken all day. That's what white people did. We was never doing that. We always been working hard as shit. Now you could say now there's some people laying around get government assistance and shit, but that's not where the stereotype started. It started from white people just making that shit up because we wasn't their slaves no more. I mean, they can tell us a lot of things. That's why every time, half the time, they be like, stop talking about the past. That's why people don't know shit. Because they be like, stop talking about it. It's a long time ago. And now don't nobody know that they was skinning us, making us into lampshades and shit during slavery. Oh, yeah. They was eating us sometimes. They don't like talk about that, though. Because it's diabolical. Because it makes it seem like they were mentally deranged during that time. They was taking everything. Our teeth. They was taking our teeth out and putting it in their mouths. I didn't know that because I do research. What you mean? How I know that? Oh, because I do research on things. Diabolical. like bad, crazy, like not good. Like, how old are you? How old is you? By the way, I don't know what grade you are, but I feel like you should have learned that word by now. But the educational system is, as soon as they started that No Child Left Behind shit, now everybody can't read. What do you mean? There's so many atrocities that was taking place during slavery that they do not like talking about because it's crazy. Like, think about it. There's no police. There is nobody to be like, okay, if you're gonna have a slave, make sure you do this, that, and the third, and like they could do whatever they wanted. So they were. So then it's like it's crazy when you say they were doing some crazy stuff, and so it was like, well, how you know that? It's not really true. It's like, nigga, they had the whole plantations that were breeding plantations. Like they had cotton plantations, they had tobacco plantations, and they had breeding plantations. You know what that means? That means they were only breeding slaves on the plantation. That's what the commodity was. More slaves. Not voluntarily either. They were putting them in the same things they put cattle in, so that they couldn't move. That's what they was doing during slavery, so they can make more of us without having to buy us. They don't like talking about that. They be like, "Oh, it's so long ago," and they descendants is on here out here on podcasts talk about, yeah, we need to get over racism. We need to stop talking about race and this and that. The words don't have any meaning, and that was so long ago. If we was making lampshades out of white people at any point in time, they would be on our heads forever. That's a fact. They would never let us live that shit down. If I say white people, some white person, I'm surprised they haven't already, pops up out the woodworks. Oh, you're racist. Oh my gosh, you're so mean. But they literally used to do so much crazy shit to us. And still will. If they get the opportunity, some of them. Still will. But yeah, it's all everything's happy, sunshine and rainbows, progression. Racism the thing of the past. But don't really. Every time I get on here, it's some racist bullshit. It was earlier today. That's all. I don't think a day goes by where I go live and there's not a white person saying EBT over and over. Like they'll just say the shit over and over. It don't matter if I say no, I actually live in a nice place. No, I work from home. No, I make this much money per year. I don't qualify for food stamps or SNAP or EBT. It don't matter. Same one, same descendants of the people that was making fun of us and saying we lazy and we don't work for a living and da da da. Same people. But when I talk about that, I'm racist. It was somebody earlier. It was like, yeah, you definitely look like the EBT. There's literally always. And I know half the time they be kids, but it's like they're not just making the shit up. It's because they hear it. Like kids say what they hear around them all the time. Like that's the shit that's what's in their brains. That's what they think about. That's what they're gonna say to other people. So it's like if it's a kid about racism, it's because it's in the house. It's because it's still there. Then that only line man you should get on don't play. Because stupidity didn't ever die out. Like, yeah, we got civil rights and shit, but like the stupid people didn't die. They never, you know? I mean, we literally had to sit there and protest and get kicked in the head just for them to let us in the same buildings as them half the time. So, like, we didn't get here because they like us. Got here because he fought for it and shit. So that's one thing. It's like we did all that. We like clawed our way here to be seen as like a regular person. And then they'll be like, stop talking about racism. That's in the past. You know, like niggas wasn't just getting kicked in the head and getting dogs sicked on them and getting water hose on them like 60 years ago. Like that wasn't just happening, bro. They still doing interviews with Ruby Bridges. They still do a fucking thing with her every couple of years. First girl to integrate some school. They still be doing updates on them people. First person to integrate so and so. First black person somewhere. Like we not that far removed. And Ruby Bridges not that old. And I remember that shit. That shit was crazy. They was trying to poison her. Like I think that's actually insane how we had to like fight to be seen as like regular people, side by side white people. And the whole time we was doing it, they was literally like trying to poison the kids, bombing kids. It was I forgot where they was at exactly, where they got bombed at. And it was like a bunch of little girls. Cause it was like I think it was like an orphanage or a church, something like that. Like they just used to just do so much diabolical shit. And we would just be constantly like, hey, we're people. We matter. Hey, and some of us literally fucking died for it. And now that we finally got some progression, now they'll be like, nah, don't talk about yes, we're all equal now. We all got equal rights. Don't be talking about race. It's like, no, I think my ancestors got kicked in the head so that I can talk freely about whatever I feel like talking about, to be honest. So that's why I do it. Standing at the wall like all these facts are so true. Word. Because they are. I'm staring at the wall. You're over here having an existential crisis. Oh my god. It's all true. No, that's why I have to stop myself sometimes. Because I'm like, let me switch gears. Let me do something else before I raise my blood pressure. Because if I think about certain shit too long, I'm gonna be like, what are we finna do? Somebody need to get assassinated. Just kidding. This is all for entertainment purposes. Trump's too old though. He is past life expectancy age for males in this country. Yeah, he's past that. I heard he spent millions of dollars on that little pool from the White House or whatever. Not the White House. What is that? You know what I'm talking about. I heard he spent millions of dollars on that just for it to turn back green and get algae in it. It's like he did the whole purification process, this, that, the third. That's why I be thinking he's actually retarded. Or maybe he just likes wasting money. And then they said something like the deal with Iran is giving him way more money, way more billions than initially he would have had to if he had just not did all this stupid shit. So it's like they giving Iran $300 billion. It's like whose money is this, nigga? Like where were you getting? I mean, 300 personal billions. Cause what the hell? They said it would have been like a billion before that or something. Like it would have just been like 1 point something billion, and now it's like 300 billion. And also, mind you, Iran is saying totally different stuff than what Trump's saying. He keep being like, "Yeah, we've reached the deal. We've reached the deal with Iran. We've closed it. It's signed. We signed all the papers. It's good. It's done. It's a great deal. They're not gonna have any nuclear weapons." And Iran's over there like, no, that's not. It's not really what we said. But when they interviewed that one guy, huh? I think it's gonna be another virus. I don't know. What deal? Do you watch the news, ma'am? I mean, I really don't, but I see stuff that pop up on here on YouTube. I keep telling myself I should watch the news. I feel like that's what 30-something-year-old adult should be doing. Is watching the news. But it's all bullshit. So I just need to know the gist, the general gist of what's going on. And what's going on seemed like Trump's stupid. He's stupid as hell. Hauntiverse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. That sounds weird to me. Cause something about people on a boat on a cruise ship, and then some people left, and then they traveled somewhere, but they got it. So then they're like, oh, it's spreading. Like it just looks fucking weird. I'm just not with the like. If shit happens, it happens. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I don't know, is the virus gonna spread? Cause I ain't never get COVID, and I ain't never get no vaccine. So I'm really not scared of shit, to be honest. And the whole time I was like, I don't know what people's talking about, but I mean, mostly because I was on a whole different tip at the time. I was real religious. I was about to get the whole religious exemption note and be like, nah, I can't get no vaccine. Yeah, because my religion. I was about to do that shit, but I never really had to. Because then I started working from home and I ain't need it. But this warehouse I was working at one time, they was trying to say everybody had to get the vaccine. I was like, no. And I ain't never get sick, so I don't know what they talking about. Said everyone had COVID. That's what they say, but how the fuck you gonna tell me what I had when I'm saying I never got COVID? Unless it's like The Walking Dead when they said everybody had that thing that turned them into zombies when they die, whether they get bit by a zombie or not. Unless it's like that where it's something dormant and you ain't gonna have no symptoms. Okay, cool. But nah, you're not gonna tell me I had something where I was losing my fucking sense of taste and couldn't breathe and I'm just like not remembering or something. Like, nah, wasn't sick. I don't get sick like that often, anyways. Definitely ain't had that shit. Mostly because I stayed away from people the entire time. It's crazy because I was working the entire time too. I feel like I just got lucky because I worked at a couple warehouses, and one of them, it was like they kept sending home groups of people because they like, yeah, we had to send the person home that got it, and then all the people they interacted with, and I never was a person that interacted with somebody that had it somehow. Because then they all had to get tested and they couldn't come back for so long. Forgot how long it was. I never had to go through none of that. Maybe I'm just untouchable. Because I feel like all that shit missed me. I worked the entire time. I wasn't never locked up with nobody I didn't like. I mean, I was at my parents' house at first. And then I got my own place. Been living by myself since. And, I was working the entire time, never got COVID. But both my parents got it twice. I don't know how that happened. And they also got all the vaccines. Like they get like the boosters for it and everything. So I was like, I don't fucking know. I feel like it really just depends on your immune system because I ain't get that shit. Because when my parents had it, I wasn't sick. No symptoms whatsoever. Like if I had it, I'm just a G. Either I'm a G, my immune system's built different, or I ain't never had that shit. Cause trying to get the what now. Bro, I remember when it first fucking started. Like for a hot second, they was saying black people was getting it more than everybody else. You remember that shit? I feel like they was just nah. They be doing experiments and shit on people. I remember it was a whole thing, and then they was like, nah, never mind. It's older people. It's sickly people. They really trying to say that shit at first though. They was like, yeah, black people are like it's like higher numbers or something. You're like more likely to get it. It was like when it first started. But then they changed in there. They was like, nah. It's older people. It's children. It's vulnerable population type shit. But they try to say we was included in that at first, and then they was like, nah, that's not a good take. Let's switch to something else. Basically, pretty much what the fuck happened. still doing it. Cause hold on. Hold is anybody still getting COVID? When the last time you heard of somebody get COVID? Who? In mass? Still in who? Who do you know that has COVID? Who do you know that's gotten COVID recently? Not talk about what they say. Who do you know that got COVID recently? Talk about it's still a thing. No, I said you know anybody. You know somebody. I don't know nobody that got COVID recently. You know somebody that has? Tell me. Name one person. Can you name three? Name three people. Yeah, COVID recently. Anybody been out at your job for a few weeks? Can't be around nobody, anybody? You can't be around no more. Anybody got quarantine? When the last time you heard somebody got quarantine? You don't think that's suspicious? And it was a bunch of people that was not trying to get vaccinated. So, like, does it affect you? These two, it's just like a regular cold. Would it just morphed? I'm gonna need you to explain that to me. How the fuck a virus just changed into a regular cold and not something that's killing people and you gotta get quarantined and stuff for it. Even if you never got vaccinated. It's not making sense to me. Because at first, it's like, because like I said, both my parents got it. They got it twice, but they got the vaccines. And that shit did not help them not get COVID. But they said it was something like that. Like, it's not a guarantee that you're not gonna get COVID, but it like helps. It's like pretty much so you don't die. Hopefully. Something like that. I have no idea, but it's true. How? How do you know it's true? You can't even explain it. That's what I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. It was this whole virus. People's dying left and right, had to get quarantined, and now it just morphed and mutated into a regular cold. Even for people that never got vaccinated for it. Like that. You say your mama a nurse. I was trying to ask you. I don't feel like looking it up. Wouldn't she know? Can you just ask her real quick? Can you just ask her? So I don't have to look it up. Because I gotta pee. Hmm. Huh. It's a cold thing. Just wanted to keep my things inside. No, my parents had more than a cold. They had a place. Very cold. Running nose? I never read that one. Huh? So people are saying they had COVID now. People are saying to get over it. I didn't hear about that. I never trust these. I forgot she was there. I was gonna be like, who? And I was like, oh yeah, the white man. Ah, this world is so interesting. This was like a crossover episode. I'm about to look it up. I'm about to look up why we don't got COVID no more. During the quarantine years. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what changed between then and now. Like, I changed that pretty fast. So it's just how viruses work. You're not saying nothing. I'm trying to figure out how exactly it works. You're just like, that's just how it works. No, I need to know how it went from something killing everybody to being a cold. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I need to know the exact what the fuck happened. CDC estimates. I don't know. I was talking. I'm trying to see some numbers. 13,000 to 41,000 deaths from October 1st, 2025 to June 6th, 2026. It's been 4 million to 12.4 million COVID illnesses. So what is not as contagious as it used to be? Because it didn't make no change. So I'm gonna look it up and see. I'm literally doing it. You tell me to look something up when I'm saying I'm looking something up so I can learn about it. Look it up, you're gonna see. What do you think I'm doing right now? I mean, it still says different symptoms from COVID than a cold. Like it's not just a cold. Said COVID tends to come with more fatigue and body aches than a typical cold. Though these symptoms overlap heavily with the flu. So that's what it sounds like. It sounds like more like the flu than cold. Well, I guess people still have it. I don't know. It makes it seem like people don't have severe symptoms. It says the average time for exposure is close to the cold. It's 2 to 3 days. But it says a cold lasts 7 to 10 days. Many people recover from COVID on a similar timeline, but some find that fatigue, brain fog, or a cough persists for weeks. When people say COVID is just a cold now, they're usually describing their own experience as a relatively young, healthy, vaccinated person. For that group, the comparison is often accurate on a symptom by symptom basis, but population level data tells a different story. Study of hospitalized adults during the post pandemic period found that among 518 respiratory virus admissions, COVID and influenza were the two dominant causes, accounting for about 29% and 34% of cases, respectively. Well, you probably can't hear me that good, probably. It only affect extremely weak immune systems that could lead to death. But it wasn't like that before. It's like regular people was dying. So it's not as bad as you can't die from it. I literally just read how many people's dying from it. What do you mean you can't die from it? It's still like it says still thousands of people dying from it. That's what I'm saying. You're not. I don't think you're correct in your facts, ma'am. Because according to them, it's still happening and people are still dying from it. So saying it's 5G, it's saying it's everything. Everybody's saying different shit, man. And that's exactly how it was during the middle of it. Said COVID is still sending people to the hospital at rates far closer to the flu than to a cold. So they're saying it's more like the flu than a cold. It's not like cold. But like, where are you from? Exactly. Everybody's saying different things in different areas, different age groups, and different education levels. So long COVID has not disappeared. The global prevalence of long COVID at 36%. So people still have fatigue and heart palpitations and joint pain and exercise intolerance and shit. Some people will experience mild inconvenience, others face months of disability. No common cold virus produces anything comparable. So yeah, no, they're saying it's not like a cold. I'm talking about I told you. You told me wrong. He was like, it's still a thing and it's just like the cold. And they're saying it's literally not. They literally had a whole part in this article talk about, yeah, some people are saying it's just like the cold, but it's not. I looked it up, like you told me to. That's still a thing. Okay, but everything else you said was wrong, pretty much. You got 1 out of 5, something like that. Now I gotta see if the vaccination got anything. If it has anything to do with anything. Mm. Stop stressing. It makes typical COVID. No, they're saying it doesn't have like the cold and the COVID virus are two different things. It doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just similar symptoms, but they're different things. I don't know. Maybe there's people out here thinking they get a cold and they actually got COVID, but it's not a cold. I mean, it's similar symptoms more to the flu. It's like worse than a cold, is what they're saying. Plus, that's not how you spell it. COLD. Code is like typing. or like a passcode. Unvaccinated people. Oh, I already came at position. Are vaccinated people still dying from COVID? It's trying to say that the majority of recent deaths were vaccinated in populations. I just don't believe it. Because they said the vaccination significantly reduces the risk of hospitalization and death. But my parents had all that shit, and they both got it twice, and I didn't have none of it, and I didn't get none of it at all. The lab leak motherfuckers get it from eating bats. I'll Google it. I feel like it's gonna depend on what you click on at this fucking point. How did COVID-19 virus start? We know who spread the disease. I'm gonna see what they say. Called 2019 novel coronavirus, short COVID-19, blah blah blah. There are two hypotheses. They don't even fucking know. They said COVID-19 origins. There are two hypotheses about its origins: exposure to an infected animal, laboratory leak. So basically, they don't fucking know. I'm mad that they're just saying it. They're just like, is this theories as to how this could have started? Like, how the fuck? 6 years later, we don't fucking. This doesn't make any sense. The latest intelligence reports agree that the SARS-CoV-2 is not genetically engineered or developed as a biological weapon. Found that most evidence, said the World Health Organization, WHO, found that most evidence points to a version of the coronavirus coming from an animal, likely a bat. We haven't ruled out laboratory animals as a source of infection either. United States government declared COVID-19 lab leak from Wuhan in April 2025, but the report still lacks conclusive data, and the world leaders disagree. I know it. Everybody's saying, it literally said everybody's saying different shit. Different world leaders say it started different ways. They just know it was first reported in a seafood market in Wuhan, China. The seafood market. Doesn't make me like. What do you mean? It was first reported in seafood market. Oh, it say they made the jump to humans at a market. The hell. Wet markets are partially or fully open air markets that sell fresh produce and meat. Multiple pneumonia cases of unknown cause. People reported symptoms. They thought they had pneumonia. Hold on. I'm going to Google something else just to see. Excuse me. I don't know if that's a good way to phrase that. He just lies. I mean, I think they really don't know. I don't think they're lying. I think they're actually being honest for once and being like, we don't really know. We have a good idea, but bad coochie. Yeah, that's how it started. Okay, it makes sense about what it said about viruses adapt to become less harmful to ensure survival over time when people get more immune to it. So that made sense. It could be a thing that's still around, but not as bad, I guess. I need to see how many people didn't get a vaccine because I feel like I don't believe it. It said over 70% of the global population has received at least one dose. Are they forcing it on people? Because I feel like it was more people, more than 30% of the population hooting and hollering. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it was forcing it on people. How? How 70% of the population? All them poor people. All them poor people out there. I feel like 70% of the population don't even got food. Hold on. Oh, 9% of the world's population is undernourished. No, because it says estimated 3 billion people do not have access to adequate food, leading to malnutrition. So you got, what's that, almost half the population? At least 60%. And water scarcity affects more than 40% of people globally. So you got all this population that don't got food and water, but they managed to get vaccines in people. I could probably have to get vaccine. I was gonna say something, but let's just Google it up. Cause I think it depends on where it's at. Cause for a while they was saying you had to get the vaccine to work anywhere. Cause the job I was working at was trying to make everybody get it. It's like they wasn't saying you have to get it, but they was like trying to force it on people without forcing it. Like somebody going through constantly through the warehouse. Like, come on, guys, make sure you get your vaccine so we don't have to wear masks anymore. Like that's stupid shit. The updated COVID-19 vaccine is currently not required for employees. Oh wait, that's for Vanderbilt. Never mind. No, so CMS, whoever the hell that is, no longer requires healthcare facilities to vaccinate staff against COVID. Nah, I don't think it's a thing no more. Everything I'm seeing is saying it's not a requirement. Not the COVID vaccine, maybe a flu vaccine, measles or something. You don't need COVID no more because it's mutated and it's not as bad. It's just like the flu. Wait, do you have that information? Well, then, see, that's what I'm saying. Different places be saying different things. Because some say it is required, and then some places say they're not required. But says flu vaccines commonly mandated, and then like some other ones. But then you could literally just get out of it with an exemption. So it's like, do you technically need it when you could just print out a piece of paper and be like, no, my religion says I can't? You know, get medical or religious exemption. I know a bunch of people that was doing that shit and it worked. So it's like, what are we actually doing here? Like, what are we actually fucking doing? You know, like that part don't make no sense to me. You saying this virus going around killing people, and you got to get vaccinated for it. But if your religion say you can't, then it's fine. You cool. You don't need the vaccine. But other than that, everybody gotta get it. You need to get it. I literally know people that was like, "Hey, if you need that letter, let us know, and we'll send it to you. You print it out, just change the name and stuff, and give it to them, and it works." Because they can't tell you, "Oh, no, it's not." Like, I can't tell you your religion is not an excuse for you not to do something. I feel like you can low key get away with anything at some point. I'm saying my God said I can't do that. Sorry, I was about to do it, but I just never had to, and I never got the vaccine. So I was about to. Hmm. You don't think that's suspicious? You don't think that's suspicious? You gotta get this shit to save your life. Oh, you gave us a piece of paper and say your guy say you can't do it. Okay, you good. You don't think that's suspicious? And it don't matter. It don't matter what religion. You don't gotta be a white Christian. The Israelites, you know what I'm talking about. The Israelites was doing it. That's how I know about it. Because I was one of them. It's like, it ain't that suspicious. You could just be like, oh, according to my religion. That's not even an officially recognized religion. But I feel like some of the Israelites was saying is Christianity. That's the only time they would say they Christians. When you're trying to get around taking a vaccine, you gonna say you're a Christian then. Now you're a Christian. Now you follow Christianity. Gotta lie sometimes, huh? Ain't it? Gotta lie sometimes. But any other time, nah, Christians, they don't know what the fuck they talking about. I ain't no Christian. Don't call me no Christian. This ain't no religion, this is lifestyle. As soon as they making everybody get a vaccine, oh, it's my religion. I'm a Christian. I'm just saying. It's just funny to me. I'm just saying. I've seen people like that. Yeah, this ain't no religion. No, I'm definitely not a Christian. So they need some paperwork. Oh yeah, yeah. According to my religion, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to take that because my religion, Christianity. I'm a Christian. My God, Jesus said no. Religion is man-made. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what y'all be saying. It's not a religion. It's way like. I think you're just saying part of what I'm saying to you. I used to be an Israelite. I know exactly what the doctrine is. I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, niggas is that's saying that is having to lie a little bit so they don't get the vaccine. Then all of a sudden, oh, I am a Christian. But they was just on the podcast. They was just on their YouTube. No, I'm not. I'm not a Christian. Of course not. Christians are stupid. Christians are dumb. They don't know what they talking about. It's not no religion. Religion is man-made. This was passed down to us directly from God. We ain't need no man. I know. Who was the author? Her book has author. Some say it was Moses. Some say it was David. Some say it was Abraham. Some say it was just some random people in the fields. It was, bored. Or some say it was God. Too. Some people say it was the big man upstairs. If he did, some of that stuff is kind of weird. The killing the whole firstborn, the innocent babies. Like, what's that about? And every time somebody defends it, it's like, cause they're the people were against God. So of course he punished their innocent babies who didn't know what the fuck was going on. Of course it makes sense. Poor thing. Looks like it's raining. It's cloudy out there. You sound like you weren't getting food. I don't know. I'm like an extreme homebody, man. I go out when I feel like it. When I gotta get more groceries and stuff, but big pain in the pool. The kids be running around and stuff. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the killing of the innocent babies. That's crazy. What are y'all saying? Are you saying you tired of me, nigga? Cause you could just go. You gotta tell me to go outside. You tired of me? You could just fucking change the channel, nigga. You could just go talk about it's a whole world out there. Ooh, booty. We all trying to say. What you trying to say? I've been on here too long. I'm trying to get monetized, man. I see 200 hours left, and I'm like, let's go. Let me yep my way there. Excuse the fuck out of me for trying to do something. I mean, I was getting on your nerves. My man, shit. My bad. I didn't know I was a bother. I didn't know I was bothering niggas. It was just. Like, what do you do? I just said, fuck y'all, I ain't going nowhere. I'm do what I want. I pay these bills. You didn't. I make this money. You didn't. And Bobby Brown said, it's my prerogative. I can do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. Let me live my life. It's my prerogative. No one can tell me what to do. It's my prerogative. Where'd my thing go, bro? Oh, shit. That's ugly. Damn it. Got it on the rug. Oh, good rug. Just kidding. It didn't cost that much. One day I will have rugs that cost a lot, though. Not too much, though. I feel like spending a bunch of money on something is unnecessary. Like good quality, sure, yeah, it makes sense. But like, just excessive amount of money on something when you could have got it for cheaper is gay. You're trying to be flamboyant. Oh. All these strange relationships seem to get me down. A Britney song? Nigga, I said Bobby Brown. The hell? My prerogative? You uncultured swine. Let me educate you. Kids don't know nothing these days. My dad used to sing that all the time. I mean, he's still alive. I don't know why it made it sound like he went somewhere. I just don't be around him to hear him sing it as much, I guess. But did she have a song called that too? I guess she did. It came up when I was trying to put in. I'm not gonna listen to it. Well, she did it after him. He was the first one to have a song called that. Wait, I gotta unplug it so you can hear it. All this stuff about me, why can't they just let me live? I don't need permission, make my own decisions. That's my prerogative. I really don't care. You ever heard this before? You uncultured swine. It's okay. Or he did it. Usually I support Brittany, but we not talking about her right now. We talk about Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown, my prerogative. That's what we listen to. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Why can't they just let me live? Tell me why. Make my own decisions. That's my prerogative. That's how what's his name was dancing on Living Color. Tommy Davidson. Where he was being MC Hammer. Y'all don't know nothing about that either. I'm cultured. I don't need permission, make my own decisions. I'm out of breath now. I can do what I wanna do. Live my life. Me, why can I live my life without all of the things people say? Me and you together, 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 together. Ah, my head popped. I'm gonna sit my old ass down. It didn't hurt though. It just scared me. That's my prerogative. It's called My Prerogative by Bobby Brown. What's a blizzard? I can't money in my pocket. I made this money. You didn't. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. It's my. I like Bobby Brown. Like as a celebrity, I feel like he was cool. He shouldn't have been doing them drugs. You know that whole thing is not good. But other than that, the hell, Guns N' Roses. Who the? I listen to damn Guns N' Roses. Hey, but yeah. Now you've been cultured a little bit, Mount Raver. Britney Spears. Now I want to hear her version, but I feel like it's gonna piss me off. And I don't like that because I like Britney. I feel like they did her dirty. They gave her a lobotomy. Against her will. That's why I always say free Britney. Wait, I'm not mad at it. I'm actually not mad at it. I like Britney. They definitely gave her a lobotomy because they hate people that are good and innocent and actually like just trying to be themselves and make good music. They hate that shit. They fucked her up. Free Britney. Who? Can you believe this fucking block you? What are you talking crazy? You literally didn't even know who the song was by. What we was talking about. Now you want to do all this fucking slander. It's like any of the shit. Like, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm not even gonna ask you because why the fuck y'all feel like it's okay to talk crazy about people that's not living no more? That shit's ass. That's trash. That's whack as shit. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I don't care if it's facts or not. Why would you kill the fucking vibe? That's what it is. That's why I'm irritated. Why would you kill the fucking vibe like that? What's wrong with you? And talking about Britney Spears, like they wouldn't let her like exist as the person she was. Took control over her, gave her a fucking lobotomy. That's why she looked the way she does. Yeah, don't say shit else. Don't say shit else to me. Cause why the fuck you doing all this slander of people that are victims? And they ain't had no say in the shit. That's weird. That's suspicious. I don't like it. Don't do it no more. Sup? We about positivity only. I be fucking nice. Don't say nothing that's gonna kill the vibe. Got that? Hi, how you doing? How's your day going? Cause the world's bad enough. There's already enough going on. So everybody just be chill. And just be calm. You know what I mean? Be chill. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets put time out. Nobody gets blocked. Everybody just be cool. I keep charging my phone and unplugging it and plugging it again. Argentina and Germany won their starter matches. I don't know what that means. We talking about the World Cup? Is that in relation to that? Or no relation? So great. I was trying to educate somebody on the the greatness that is Bobby Brown, but they try to shit on it. They try to shit on it because people don't like people being happy, having nice things. Can never have nice things. Can never just be happy. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna be happy. You're gonna like it. We're gonna have the best time ever. We're gonna be so fucking positive. It's my Trump impersonation. It's gonna be the best ever. That's all you gotta do is make your voice sound weird as fuck and then say the best ever. That's all you gotta do to do a Trump impersonation. It's Whitney Houston's husband. I mean, he's currently married to someone else because Whitney is unfortunately no longer with us. But yes, they were previously together when she was here. But no, he's married to someone else and has kids with them. I think you missed a lot. Hello. Hi, how you doing? They did Whitney dirty too. It's like they did everybody. Songs. Well, you missed it. If you go back, you see me vibing to my friend, and now I'm a little bit out of breath, tired, very wet. But yeah, he has some hits. I feel like he was one of the first, like not pop. It is like first, like young, like not first, but like one of them. You know, the pioneer to like the Chris Browns and the Ushers and stuff today. He's just someone who's just out there, talented, doing their thing, got all the fans and stuff. You know, girls screaming, oh my God, Bobby, we love you. That type of thing. His little leather pants and stuff. He was doing the damn thing. Like Bobby Brown back then. It's my, it's my, it's my, it's my, it's my. It's my prerogative. I can do what I want. So I made this money, you didn't. That's what I always quote when they be trying to tell me what to do. I'll be like, I made this money, you didn't. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Why can't they just let me live? Tell me why. Song's a hit. It's a banger. I don't need permission, make my own decisions. That's my prerogative. It's my prerogative. I can do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. Let me live my life. It's my prerogative. No one can tell me what to do. Sounds like you're a fan. Seems a bit before our age, or so you're 23 and below. Nigga, I'm not included in that shit. I'm not no 20 nothing. I just look good. We ain't no we. You and I are in separate, different generations. Ain't no we. It is before my time a little bit, but not that much. Hold on. When my priority come out? Was I alive yet? If I wasn't, I would have been in a few years, I guarantee you. 23 below. Thank you, baby, but I'm not that young. Thank you anyways, baby. Came out in 1988. So it came out. I can't do math. 6 years. 6 years before I was born. So I'm only 18. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I'm only 18 and I already got a studio apartment on my own and work from home. I mean, I guess it's possible, but like highly unlikely. Which is it? I get food stamps, or I'm on my own at 18, already got a decent job and live in a decent place. Which is it? Y'all don't know. Y'all just guessing. Big 16 exactly. Born in 94. Born in 2000 and nothing. The fuck out of here. You confuse me with y'all? That's why we be saying y'all look old. Cause we be here chilling in our 30s and y'all be like, oh, clearly someone my age who's 23 and below. I'm like, nah. Next year I'll be a decade older than that. I'll be a decade older than 23 next year. I'll be Jesus. Jesus age next year. Oh, that's crazy. I feel like I'm starting to understand Jesus more. And I don't think it is what people was thinking. You know? Like Jesus ain't tell nobody they was going to hell if they didn't repent. Peace on my what you call it. But yeah, like most people, like the Christians, a lot of Christians, when they be like talking bad about people or saying certain stuff, it's like Jesus never said that stuff, you know. You know, can't bring blood to your person. It's probably because I ain't got no kids. Like no, that wait. No, usually when they had kids early, I feel like they be stuff. They take them away from their litter real fast. So never mind, not a good analogy. But anyways, because I ain't got no man or no kids stressing me out. So I have all this extra energy. Because ain't nobody be like, I want some chicken nuggets. Can you take me here? Can you suck my dick? That's the husband, not the kid. You know, I ain't got nobody stressing me out like that. You like men? Because if I say no, not really, you're going to be like, oh, okay, so you're a lesbian. And I'm going to be like, no, because I happen to have been born heterosexual. So I am by default attracted to men, but I don't like y'all. Most of the time when y'all talk, I don't like what's happening, especially when they talk to me. So yes and no, because sometimes I'll be like, I can't stand men. They're like, oh, okay, you're a lesbian. It's like just because I think you're terrible doesn't automatically mean I think coochie is desirable. Because I actually don't. Even though women are a lot nicer. So I wish I was a lesbian, but I'll just before that even happens. But can you be submissive? Absolutely the fuck not. I got alpha male energy real bad. I don't listen. I'm not submitting. I'm not compromising. None of that shit. Absolutely not. What do you think, so? This is your first time here? Is this your first time on my live, sir? FYB only? This must be your first time here. If you're asking me if I'm submissive, ew. Yuck. Gross. Kids are nice, need a lot of love and attention. Of course they're nice. They're innocent. They don't know how to be evil and shit yet unless they're psychopaths. Unless there's something wrong with them. Or they've been traumatized early. Of course they nice. But that don't mean I want to push them out my body and take care of them. It's a good look killer. Okay, thanks, bye. Have a nice day. I hate that shit. That triggers me a little bit. Because for most of human history, well, I don't know how they used to go back in the day of like prehistoric times, whatever, cavemen and stuff. But I feel like most of human history, well, it really depends on the region and the people too. A good amount of human history, I feel like, has been women being Well, men and women, and they can't really just like go out and exist in life and do what they want to do. Like we couldn't even have bank accounts and stuff under our name for like the longest time. So it's like there's this shift happening where women can now exist on their own and like have their own job and pay their own bills. And so we don't have to like submit and stuff. Like we can be choosy and like have standards and be like, actually I don't want to date and this and that and the third. And we don't have to like do all that to survive. And I think some men are upset about it. And so they'd be like, oh, these modern women are unsubmissive and out of control, blah, blah, because we used to have to put up with their bullshit because we couldn't survive on our own. Like they'd be saying, I want the love our grandparents used to have. Because my grandmother, I'm pretty sure she couldn't read that well, and she never learned how to drive. She couldn't really take care of herself. You know, their grandparents had love, long lasting love, because couldn't nobody go nowhere. It wasn't feasible for them. It just made sense. They just you stick together, work it out, pop out a bunch of babies. That's just what you do. That's just what it was back then. It wasn't no doing nothing else. It wasn't no divorce and no, you could date other people and an open. It wasn't none of that shit back then. No, it's just you find somebody, get married, pop out a bunch of babies. That's it. And then half the time they was cheating on the side, anyways. But and now it's a shift. It's different things happening. I think some of the men are upset about. My brother had his kid in late there. She really pushed him to work hard. Word. That's cool. My mom had me in her late 30s. I think I turned out fine. Maybe giving humans too much freedoms is also why relationships are so easily breakable. I don't. What? Someone give it to me. We need to be a little less free so that relationships can work out more. And I'm saying I feel like the only reason why they did before is because they couldn't go nowhere. I don't even know why we about to have a conversation. Y'all literally just want to control us. It's like animals. Just the males, so you want to dominate over like other males and the women. I don't like it. Cause what the fuck are we talking about? That's why y'all always on that tip of like control and like, maybe we got too much freedom. The fuck does too much freedom mean? Too much freedom so relationships aren't working out. If relationships aren't working out, it's because relationships aren't working out. And the reason why it used to work out before is because they couldn't go nowhere. Wouldn't no going on Tinder and shit. Wouldn't no meet no you meet whoever's in your little small town, y'all get together and just stay together because that's what people did. And it's changing now because people doing other things now. We don't need to lock people up. We don't need to control people. Stop it. Some people just need to work on a relationship instead of running away. Ew. Gross. Disgusting. People are allowed to run away from any situation that they feel unsafe and uncomfortable in. No, I had a man like that one time. He literally said that. He was like, so you just gonna run away anytime stuff gets bad? I was like, yes. That's how I stay alive. Stick it out with somebody that might could kill me in my sleep one day because I pissed them off? Nah. That just don't sound, that's not it for me. Mm-mm. I'd rather be alone than stick it out with somebody that hates my guts but don't want me to go nowhere because they think I'm cute. No, no, absolutely not. Someone's gonna yell at me every time I mess up. Ha! No. That's the same thing. He's like, so you just gonna run away? Yes, you're scaring me. You're yelling at me for no fucking reason. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't need to. He said the same shit. He was like, yeah, well, your parents been married this many years and they stick it together and they didn't get divorced. And I'm like, yeah, nigga, they're married, first of all. We're not married. Y'all be trying to do all that shit and didn't even marry nobody, first of all. My daddy paid the bills. My mama works so she can buy what she want with her money from her paycheck. Everything else is taken care of. That's why she's and they like each other also. That helps a lot. They talk to each other nice. They do things for each other. That's why they stay together. My dad was yelling at me the same way this nigga would, or if my dad was yelling at my mom, the same way this nigga was yelling at me, I guarantee you my parents would have got divorced. Guarantee you. Cause who wants to be miserable? Just so you could be with somebody? Yeah, that's that misery need company shit. That's that I'm alone, but you should just want to be with me, cause what else you gonna do? And ah, gross. No, what are we doing out here? You should want to be with somebody cause you like them and they like you, and it works out. And if it don't work out, you free to not be with each other. So ain't nobody like, why is it such a negative thing when you running away and doing it? Like, normalize doing what makes you happy and comfortable and not just putting up with shit just cause. Like, for what do you so, oh, cause you could say you've been married for a long time. Oh, for the kids. Stay together for the kids. But the whole time y'all unhappy as fuck. Like, who does fuck? I'd rather be single. I'd rather be single for the rest of my fucking life than be with somebody and be miserable. Try to hold a whole captive. What are you asking me? I put you in timeout for a reason. Cause it's like y'all just say stupid stuff. Y'all wanna force shit and then also go after women who are promiscuous. Like, y'all are purposely go after the women y'all don't like and be like, well, it's not working and this and that. What should I do with this situation? Like, do everything but find somebody that actually fucking likes you. And you just be a regular goddamn person. So, like, be nice. Like, y'all do everything else but that shit. Who is we? Whoever the fuck it applies to. That's who it is. Whoever it applies to, nigga. What are we talking about? I'm talking in general. So the words I'm talking about, it applies to whoever it applies to. I don't fucking know you, nigga. I don't know if you're a real person or not. Talk about who is we. I don't know you. I don't know. Maybe lose my train of thought. Or maybe I'm just high. Either way, men are terrifying and controlling. And have always been such. But for a time, we had to endure that. And we had to just put up with it and just smile and be like, oh well. Pretty sure Martin Luther King was cheating on his wife, you know? Like everybody was getting cheated on back in the day. Especially the 50s, the 60s. Everybody was getting cheated on, slapped around. But they stuck together. They was married 60 years though. Nobody never went nowhere. Good times. Huh. It's because getting divorced looked a lot worse back then. It was a lot more frowned upon. You to break up and divorce one another. That was a taboo thing to do. Nowadays, everybody in fucking open relationships, cheating on each other, on dating apps, on to catch a predator. Everybody doing all types of shit nowadays. Might have been abused, but he was a cheater. Ha ha ha. Domestic violence is so funny. Ha ha ha. Men are so terrible and violent. Ha ha. Ha ha. See why don't nobody want y'all? I mean, I don't. I don't know if other women do, but I'm good. I'm good on y'all for real. Every time y'all make a joke about domestic violence, I'm even more good on y'all. Every time. Somebody was just on here earlier when I was ranting and raving. They was like, "Oh, you must have got touched by your uncle when you was little." Like, y'all think domestic violence and abuse and sexual stuff, like, y'all think trauma is so funny and entertaining, but y'all are the main ones doing it. But y'all think that shit is hilarious. That's why I don't bother. It's like y'all not human. Like, y'all not normal, bruh. Like, y'all just will casually laugh about this shit, bro. But if somebody was talking about like that, I mean, shit, y'all talk about your own family like that. So I was gonna say if somebody talk about your mom or something, then you probably wouldn't care. Cause it's like y'all don't. That's why y'all want to control women. Cause it's like y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about people. Y'all don't have like good intentions. It's just like what you want, what y'all think is funny, like selfish motherfuckers. But expect somebody to like y'all with the way y'all act though. You can go now. Cause I hope you wouldn't think you was gonna make a joke about domestic violence and still be here in my fucking face. I know you don't think that was gonna happen. With your goofy ass. Nope, not over here. Mm-mm. Cause why is it hitting somebody, beating on somebody that you supposedly love, that you made vows with, instead of going to cheat on them? Why would that be better? Why would causing physical fucking harm and emotional trauma directly to that person instead of stepping out and having sex with somebody else? Which sounds worse, nigga? Cause I feel like some men even think that. Like cheat on somebody, like, oh my gosh, like so that's why they be like lying and stuff. Cause they think if a woman find out, they're gonna like pass away instantly. Cause it's like the worst thing that could ever happen is if they get cheated on. But I think being beat is way worse. I'd much rather you go have sex with somebody else than hit my face. Please go have. Oh my gosh! If you ever had to choose, please just go have sex with somebody else. Please do not beat me. I don't want to be beaten. That's not fun. And this nigga literally joked like that, like that's okay. Like it's okay for somebody to beat somebody as opposed to cheating on them. That's why I don't even know why we do this whole stupid thing of like, yeah, monogamy and you gotta be with this one person when men don't even like doing that. So much so to where they make jokes about causing physical harm to somebody instead of doing that. It's like just fucking like I don't know why we do this whole thing about cheating and men are obviously honorary and can't just have sex with more than with just one woman at a time. It seems like they usually need multiple of them. That's what it seems like. Okay, sometimes they're okay with one, but it seems like if they had to choose, they would prefer to be with multiple women at a time. So I'd be like, why don't we just let them do that? Like why don't we do this whole thing of like you gotta pick one person and get married to them and have kids with them and you gotta do that. But then it's like when it don't work out, it's like the divorce rates and women like I don't know. Why don't everybody just do what they want to do with consent and don't hurt nobody? Like I just can't everybody just do what they want to do and communicate how they feel. Accept your stream. Do you actually do it? Because I've really been wondering that. Like, do you actually have your penis in your hand? Or are you just saying that? Because I have a theory that you'll just be saying that. Because men are so honoring and so diabolical that the idea of doing something sexual in like a derogatory way is like worse. Like putting it out there, saying that to somebody is like worse than you actually doing it and like, mind your business and nobody knowing about it. Because you could just do it and not say anything about it, but it's like telling somebody, "Hey, can I do this to you? I'm about to do this to you." Like it's like you want to force this idea of, "Look at me, I'm a degenerate person." But I don't think you actually have your penis in your hand. Cause are you typing and doing it like you got one like you typing one hand and one hand on it, or like like alternate? How does that work? Please explain. I bet he won't, unless he's only using one hand. It might take a while. Hate waiting on people to type. They be slow as fuck, or they just give up. iTunes. I need those hits. I need some hits. This is like my smoking playlist at this point. I always listen to the same stuff. See me. Guess they didn't have anything else to say. Into my chest to shoot arrows. It's kind of hot in here. You was waiting on me? For what? What? What do you have to say to me? Sure do. What? Can you see? What? What do you have to say to me? What? What is it? Explain what? Oh, I thought you said you had something to say to me. Three-legged march forward into my chest, I shoot arrows. Three-legged march forward into my chest, I shoot arrows. No technique of no technique so hard. It must be hot outside, even though it's raining. It's raining outside. I think. Wait, well, it's not. It's just cloudy. It's just cloudy. Stuck in the middle. What's a no? What are you saying? You didn't ask me nothing. I have been pushed, I have been pulled. No point in resisting the flow. Things that you can't control have to dip out and into my zone. Listen closely, what's the sound? Rising up from the underground, the hits ain't lost, but it ain't been found. And in the habit of sticking around. And in the habit of sticking around. I have been pushed, I have been pulled. There is no holding me, no, 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 no. I have been pushed, I have been pulled. You have no say no more. I walk these stairs with open eyes and eyes I find. The more conclusions, the more I just feel confined. No more wasted time when you negative life should stay in line. Try staying out, staying out. Listen closely, what's the sound? Rising up from the underground. Also, her name is Sheila. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Gina, she's Sheila. And we are Modern Woman. Would you subscribe? You subscribe real quick. It isn't lost, but they've been found, and in the habit of sticking around. And in the habit of sticking around. I have been pushed, I have been pushed, I have been, I have been, I have been, I have been pushed, I have been pushed. I have been pushed, I have been pushed. Ow. Staying alive. What day is it? Wednesday? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're fine. That's because my chest is out. It's just because I got hot. Also, it's like 80 degrees in here. I keep it that way. I'm like a lizard. I like to be hot. Not too hot though. But like not like an actual lizard, because if I sit outside in the sun like that, I'll fry. I'll die. But inside it'd be hot, I'm not gonna lie. Cause air conditioning and stuff is expensive also. You ain't trying to pay all that like keeps my bill low. Just keep the fan on. That's it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Save money, sprinkle, sprinkle. I like her. Shira. Shira's so sprinkle, sprinkle. See lights on. Put this for me. But I got my love. It's for me. There's no aggravation. Came from me. Hello. Are you friend or foe? State your. Oh, I'm good. How are you? Am I smoking? I don't know. If I put it down too low, it makes me look like I'm naked. But that could work in my favor. What if I just pretend? Just like a little role play, like, oh, look at me, I'm having clothes on. Oh no. What if I'm naked? Oh no. But I think it's this one, Strawberry Bomber. I think this is the one I put in last. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost out, dude. My love. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it like that. Yeah, it looks naked. I like it. Welcome me. Hey again. I said I was good. How are you already? But hello again. Dora kills boots. Why would you have your name as that? You sound like a little kid just with that name alone. Are you? under 18 buying shits. You happen to be an adolescent, a young person. I don't believe it. Because what would that be your name if you not a small child? I don't know. Always hated Doritos. So you're a psychopath. Basically. So you're crazy. Somebody beat you and force you to watch it or something? So maybe, I don't know. No, because real psychopaths are out doing psychopathic things. Y'all just be on here fronting for the troll. That's all. You're not giving me BB. Who the fuck you talking to? Who are you talking to right now? What are you talking about? Explain yourself. RSM 1138. I'm gonna need you to explain your fucking self. What do you mean by that? That you're a psychopath or not? No, I'm saying you're not. Because psychopaths are out doing psychopath type shit. So, yeah, exactly. It might be a little off, but you know, psychopath is a specific thing. You know that. You probably just be just something a little off with you. You know, count the scores. Everybody see la la la. Everybody see la la la. Everybody see la 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 la. Everybody see la 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 la. Okay, alright. Believer, I have been on your little shit. They just restarted.